T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
LadyChann! Fight!
Yo, how you going? It's LadyChann, rep nonetheless, and welcome to this is the All-Star panel wrap-up, and we are ready. We are in the Buddhism. There you go. Okay, so let me get this. Let me get the banners going. Always, you know me. Always hope you guys have had a great day. Merry Christmas. And I hope you've had a happy new year in the Buddhism. 2023 is here. So, what's the name of my show? The name of the show, Shan. Get your life in order, girl. Get your life in order. It's this all-star panel wrap up. That was quite simple. Muy fácil. Come on, let's go. So what have you guys been up to? Did you lot get good prezzies? I got some all right little gifts here and there, you know. Kids were happy as well, you know, as they do. They drain your bank balance to play with toys for a week, only to throw them all away and break them and whatever. Oh, maybe that's just my kids, but hey. Hang on. So it is the All-Star panel. Why not? Come box with Shan. Box with. Oh God! Look at that. Yeah. Okay. Let's start again with that one, shall we? Come box on. Oh no, not gone. Weird. Tried to write in English and then digress to Spanish. Quite strange. With Shan. Save. Show. There we go. I thought I'd just keep the lights all thingy. I could change them colour if you want. But let's do the roll call first, as we do the members only roll call in the Buddhism. Yeah, so let's get it. You should see this notepad of mine, this exercise book. My organised chaos. That is me. I'm a Virgo, so we are organised, but some Virgos are really chaotic in their organisation. I'm one of them, but it's my organisation. Anyway, so let's go. We got Modern King Boxing in the Buddhism. Jimmy McClenny in the Buddhism. Ringside Report Live in the Buddhism. King of King Boxing in the Buddhism. What up, LadyChann? Lisa Bell's the Queen in the Buddhism. Stephen T in the Buddhism. Mark Niggity Nash in the Buddhism. Donald Banks DB in the Buddhism. AJ All Day in the Buddhism. Charlo in the Buddhism. King TJ, rest in peace, King TJ in the Buddhism. Aplotype El Primero in the Buddhism. Dr. P in the Buddhism. Devil Beats in the Buddhism. My Art to the Left in the Buddhism. D-Star Boxing in the Buddhism. Dub Rightside in the Buddhism. Slim Boxing Commentary in the Buddhism. Hector Garcia, mi esposo numero uno, in the Buddhism. Mark in the Buddhism. Ricky Ricardo, mi hermano, in the Buddhism. Ben Adams in the Buddhism. ERF Boxing in the Buddhism. Ivo in the Uzgania. And Don Juan, mi hermano. Cambio. Okay, so okay, so let's okay, thank you very much. We got a super chat. Let's go. Shouts out to you, Will, the degenerate. Love you. Thank you for the corner of a dab on your girl. Happy New Year's, LadyChann. Hope this year is better than the last. Yeah, I agree. Hope so. Hope so. We have to put it into, affirmations and speak positively. So let's get I'm gonna do I'm gonna do one by one. So, oh my god, Alexa's gonna try and chime in. There she goes. Alexa, leave me alone, please. Okay. I'm introducing introducing introducing. From Ringside Reporter Live, it's Joe. Happy in the building. Ding, ding, ding. What's
Happy New
that?
Year to everybody. What's going on?
Huevo. See a todo. Yeah. Everybody in the building. Yeah.
What one?
Wagwan, there. Which switch it from Spanish to Patois. Happy New Year for everybody. Sing? Yeah, large, like it, live. Yeah.
Follow me now, see?
Yeah. I've got you lot all lot on my patois one-on-one. I love it. Let me get the other guests in the buildings in. I'm introducing 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 mi hermano T-Star Boxing en edificio. Ding, 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 ding.
Hermano causando pánico.
Sí, el sol.
With sol. Always.
What up,
Shining
T-Star?
light.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. I haven't seen you guys in the last year or so.
I know. It feels like I haven't seen you since last year.
Yeah.
So, was that joke? We've got someone else to get on the panel. I'm introducing introducing my Jamaican brother from North London scene. Beats and rhymes in the building. Ding, 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 ding. Pete.
What's good?
Welcome. I'm here. We're here. Happy New Year to you, Beats. Other people will filter in through because look, people are tweeting and Shan, I'm gonna be you know how you men are. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So people will be filtering in, and we are going to kickstart off. Let me just check the comment. How you been, Beats?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. They are. Beats, do you know Ringside Reporter and D-Style? Are you lot acquainted?
Indeed. Yes. What's up, fellas?
Beats, how you been? I've never been on a panel with Beats before.
Have you not? Yeah, it's a pleasure
Never.
to rock with Beats. I love it.
I like Beats.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of Beats.
See it there? OG in the building. Yeah, boxing is historian. Runs off details like it's nothing. So, I always learn before coming on having my own channel. Beats was one of the first channels that I watched. So, so shouts out. It's a pleasure to always be on panel with Beats. Yes. And with you two as well. Because we all got our own separate relationships that all mesh all together and we all rock. So it's all
Absolutely.
someone else is in the building. I'm introducing introducing. It's what's up, fight fans. This is your boy Kurt DeVille from Counterpunch Boxing News in the building. What up, CPN?
How's everybody doing? Happy New
Counterpunch
Year.
Happy New Year, Curty.
Kurt's always traveling, man. He's a busy dude, man.
Nomadic.
He's always on the road, man.
Yeah, well, I just got in my car, to be fair. I was at the park working out a bit, so,
Yeah, so do it from the car. Let me just get someone else on who's also a great guest on, always on my panel, a great channel supporter as well. Come to rock with us as well. So I'm introducing. Oh, we've got two. All right. I'm introducing AJ all day. It's Alex. Ding, 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 ding. What up now?
Hey, hello, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Alex. AJ all day. AJ someday, one day. You all day. You're back to all day. I think you're back to all day. You're back to all day. You're back
Awesome.
there. Yeah, you're
New
back
year,
to
new name. Yes.
But yeah,
Back to basics.
it's all good. We've got someone else joining us on the panel as well. Introducing, introducing, introducing. Julius from Ring IQ Boxing. Ding, 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 ding. What up, Doe?
Chilling.
Thank you for making it, Jules. I appreciate it. Right. So there's still a couple people that, I don't know, we're going to fit in 3-6, but, people are dropping in and out. But, yeah, it's nice to see the bulk. There's a few others. So where I would like to start is we're going to just be wrapping up the year. What happened last year, who were given Fight of the Year, KO of the Year, Female Fighter of the Year, knockout, I said KO of the Year, upset of the year. So where do you want to start? Which category? I'll leave it all to y'all. Where do you want to leave it to? And we'll talk about those and break it down. Oh yeah, predictions of the year. Who was right? Who was you right on most of your predictions? Was it tragically wrong? And then we can predict going into 2023.
Start with Fight of the Year.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Joe.
I would say Mick Conlon and Lee Wood was Fight of the Year in my book. I thought that was a very eventful fight. It had a lot of ebb and flow to it. It exceeded my expectations because Conlon's, a counter puncher, and he kind of lays back a little bit, but he was more aggressive than I expected him to be. And Lee Wood did a lot better than I thought he would do. And I picked Conlon to win that fight, but Lee Wood came up with the upset. I didn't think it was a major upset, but it was an upset nevertheless. Mm-hmm. And it was a emphatic knockout at the end. So it had everything really.
So you've kind of put yours into KO and into upset. Well, it wasn't your upset of the year, but it was an upset, you're saying.
It wasn't my upset of the year, but it was an upset.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know if I would say that was an upset because Conlon ain't a puncher, but obviously he's come from great amateur stock. Wood is the rock'em sock'em, rough around the edges. It's a bit of a slow starter. But I mean, I don't know if it was an upset. It was pretty much kind of like a 50-50 in my opinion, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I was going for Wood anyway on my prediction.
He was a 3-1 underdog.
Yeah, it was an upset. Conlon was the favorite. I picked Conlon to win that thing. To add, I'm the Beeb. I think that was Fight of the Year. That was Fight of the Year. It had everything.
Yeah, that was Fight of the Year. That
was Fight. I mean, for the men anyway. I think Taylor versus Serrano was a better fight, a more electric fight than that fight was. Personally, I was more excited. But Wood versus Conlon for the men, that was Fight of the Year. Like, to me, they had everything: knockdowns, knockout, knocked the motherfucker out the ring. That was beautiful. I think that was Fight of the Year.
Yeah, knocked him out of the ring, which was
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, and how nervous everybody was because we thought that God bless that nothing happened to him, that they was able to catch him, but it was scary because they said they had to get him to the hospital fast. But that's a fight that delivered, man. That fight delivered.
Yeah, it was a good fight. D-Style?
I'm right there. Conlon Wood is definitely the Fight of the Year in my opinion. Had everything. The ending was crazy.
So fight and KO of the year. This is where you like.
It wouldn't be the KO of the year, no, but it is the Fight of the Year for me.
Okay. So for you, it's Fight of the Year. Fight of the Year, 40. Okay. Beats. What do you reckon?
I guess the Wood and Conlon could probably edge out Gonzalez and Estrada because of the finish and the ebb and flow. But Estrada's and Gonzalez was really good. And who was it? William Smith and Chamberlain was really good fight, man. It was a tough fight. Some good fights over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Chris William Smith.
Yeah, it was a good fight, man.
Beats. What the fuck?
Yeah, what's up?
Ain't shit, man.
Nothing. We're just there. We're just here.
It's here.
Nothing new. Same day. Same thing, different day, I guess. But it's a different year, so hopefully we're going to do different things. You know, someone said, hang on, let me just look at the chat. Callum Smith, Hook, KO of the year, killed him on his feet. Or when who did he stop the geezer in the 2 rounds?
He stopped the French guy, the Olympian.
Battle League. Yeah.
That was. I mean, like, you could give knockout of the year. I went with Plant to give him knockout of the year over Durrell, but you could give it to Chris Billum Smith too. The way he slept that guy in that last fight, that he did like the Street Fighter thing where he's woozy and then he falls down. There's a lot of good knockouts in the men's category. It was.
I gave it to Plant too, man. That was a crazy hook.
It was a cold combination. Left hook to the body, left hook to the head, and it was clean. Like he was right out.
That was a beautiful hook, man.
Yeah, that's the knockout of the year for me. The Plant on Durrell.
Durrell.
It's hard to beat a one quitter hitter like that.
Yeah. It's for me. It was a toss up between Plant Durrell and Bud Avanesian. I don't care. I've never seen David Avanesian sprawled out like that.
Nope.
Where it was. So I kind of edged it to Bud Avanesian for me. I know the Plant Durrell can be a massive knockout of the year because Plant don't carry that power, and you wouldn't have expected that. And you more expect Bud to knock people out. But I mean, I just haven't seen David Avanesian knocked out like that. Just didn't know what was happening. And it came just so short and quick.
She stopped him on his feet. And, he didn't get him out of it like that, yeah.
You know what makes me kind of like get impressed with a knockout is when the guy just stiffens like that and then he drops. It's like almost like he got shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think all of you guys should look at Chris Billum Smith's last knockout. If you didn't see it, it was like something out of a video game. It's like something out of a video. He hit that guy so hard with that uppercut, bro, and then he just dropped like a tree. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, like most of the carriers you guys have not mentioned, like Plant, he was supposed to beat Durrell. Terrence was supposed to beat Avanesian.
Yeah.
But when you look at Joe Cordina, he wasn't supposed to even beat Okawa.
Excellent. That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point.
Great knockout. Yeah.
That was, I forgot about that one too. That was a beautiful.
That's my knockout of the year. That
was a good one. Yeah. I think he's gonna knock out Rakhimov for the predictions, y'all. I think he's gonna knock out Rakhimov, Cordina, when he comes back. I could definitely see him knocking out Rakhimov and getting that belt back.
Getting that belt back, that IBF, that was so cool.
His hand's good. He needs a good hand to do it.
Yeah. Curtis, what was your KO of the year?
KO of the year, got to be Plant taking out Durrell to me, because it was unexpected. And meaning it was unexpected. It wasn't the type of fight. It was a dirty, murky fight. It was the type of fight that you're like, damn, you think it was going to be disqualification before a knockout. And then out of nowhere, boom, a knockout goes. So you're like, wow, look at this. Coming from sweet hands. We didn't know sweet hands. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I
just brought the celebration of the year.
Yeah, I had no problem.
Celebration of the year.
Mm-hmm. The celebration. Of the year. Yeah.
You mean the shovel joint that he did afterwards, right?
Yeah. He put the dirt on him. He put the dirt on him. Yo, that was crazy, man. That was big. I mean, that's probably second to.
The deciding factor with Plant was the combination. You don't often see guys put two hooks together with the same hand like that. Left hook to the body. Like, not since Mike, really, do I see a lot of guys. Like, y'all remember Mike, right hook to the body, right uppercut, or right hook to the body. He was just good for that. And because Plant did left hook to the body, left hook to the head, it was clean, and it was a cold knockout. It wasn't a TKO. It was a cold knockout where dude fell right down after that. So I did give it to Plant. But like I said, you could give it to Bud. That was a short right hook. It looked like it wasn't nothing on that hook. And he looked like he got shot.
What about
Yeah.
Benavides and Lemieux? Was that a flat line? That was a flat line.
Nah, he did the beats. He did the thing where he just does the E Honda thing where the 100 hand slap. Like it wasn't even really. Yeah, like it wasn't like that shit. I don't even count that shit, bro. Like Rubio knocked out Lemieux for God's sake, and that was like 7 years ago. Like I don't count that shit, man.
Yeah, I'm not with it either. That
was
a
You
bit.
know what, Jules? The counter on that, man. You know, I'm with that too. When you see TKOs is more like a convincing demonstration of, you know, it's not concrete. It's just like, hey, let me do just enough to get this ref or get that corner to stop it.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm doing something concrete, not saying I'm just putting so much damage. You know, I'm just throwing a bunch of punches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, all right, get out of there.
It's like Dubois Lorena. It's like Dubois Lorena, and you know, shout out to Beats because he warned me about the guy. Really, shout out. Y'all need to subscribe to Boxing Beats and Round because he been said Dubois ain't it, bro. He said that shit like 3 years ago. Dubois, he said, I swear to God, he said that shit. He's like, yo, that dude ain't it, man.
He's not.
He was telling me, yo, Joyce is the guy. And now looking back, I'm like, yeah, Dubois ain't it, man. That ref. Yeah. Because it was at the end of the round, bro, the TKO. And it's like, we don't know if Kevin would have got on that stool and regrouped and came back with some shit. But, you know, you got to at least let the man finish because he scored 3 knockdowns. Like, you got to at least. And as soon as the ref seen he was in trouble, oh, this fight is over. Fuck that.
Yeah, throw Dubois in the trash. Dubois is just not it.
He's not it, yo. He's not it. Like, he just like, and I gave him a chance when he joined Shane, but I'm like, nah, son, Shane can't fix you, bro. Something, it's not working, B. It's not working.
He's nervous. He's got problems with his nerves. I don't know. His confidence just. Like,
nervous energy. He exudes a lot of nervous energy.
Like, in the build-up, I see him doing this interview, and he was like, I want to get away. You could just see he just wanted to get away as quick as possible. Destruction and thing, and let me get away. Like,
yeah, he's got
I gave his sister. I gave it to Toby's comment. I gave his sister prospect of the year. Carolyn is it, man. Carolyn,
right? Her last fight, she like, just cleaned that girl out.
She's a fucking monster, man. She's gonna beat the shit out of a lot of girls, man.
That girl's never been stopped before. That girl that she just fought. She'd never been stopped before, and Caroline just because she's big. What weight does she fight at? Because she's
fight at Katie's weight, but I don't think she's ever going to get Katie because, well, you know the politics, and they're in different places. Katie's towards the end. Carolyn is just at the beginning, so I don't think they're ever going to fight. But like I could see Carolyn dominating 135 in the future after Katie's gone, if she's still there. And 140 and 147. Like, they're going to have a lot of problems, man. They're going to have a lot of fucking problems with that kid.
Yeah. So we've given Caleb Plant. Most of you guys have given Caleb Plant KO of the year. Anybody differ from Caleb Plant? I'm David Avanesian, Bud Crawford.
I'm Joe Cordina.
You're Joe Cordina, Ogawa. Okay, so
I give an honorable mention. The one that y'all may not agree on. I thought it was pretty funny when Tank knocked out Rolly. That was pretty hilarious. I thought
it was a good knockout. It was a good knockout, though, in terms of knockout.
Expected it though.
Rolly shouldn't have been in the ring with Tank, man. Rolly shouldn't have been. In the ring.
And that's a defining characteristic that if we're gonna go into knockouts that we all expected, then that opens the door with a bunch of different knockouts that we expect. That's why I didn't pick that one because I'm like, bro, everybody knew Rolly was gonna get slapped. Everybody knew that.
It's only a question of when. So yeah. So.
But did everybody?
The only thing I'll
predict. Go ahead, D-Star. Go ahead.
The only thing I'll say about the Plant fight, it is true. I mean, I don't know one person that picked her out to win that fight, so he was definitely a heavy favorite, but nobody was expecting a one-punch knockout like that.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was expecting a decision.
That's what made it.
Listos pe los chingazos. Listos pe los chingazos.
Listos pe los chingazos.
He's better at throwing punches than speaking Spanish, but he's got it.
Yeah, he's butchering my language though. I'd rather he not try to speak Spanish at all than butcher.
Well, you know what? Give him props. At least he's trying.
He's got no rhythm to Spanish, man. He's got no rhythm.
He don't have no rhythm. He don't got the. He needs to eat more pussy. Just eat more pussy and it'll come. You know, gotta roll them R's, man.
Shout out that he knew where he was in it, and he's paying on my. I can't shoot anything.
Gotta eat
down.
more pussy, bro. It's good for.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, yo.
Oh.
This is the building.
Roll them R's, man. Like, it's not that hard. Like, just roll them R's. Not least there's Pelas. Like, what is that shit?
Hot take. I think he's going to beat David next year. Hot take.
If he does, I'm gonna laugh. If he does.
Yeah, I don't have it.
If he beats Benavidez after all the talk they've done for Benavidez, I was like,
I don't have him beating Benavidez. I don't. Benavidez is he's just a massive guy. He's just gonna Caleb Plant, excellent footwork. We know this. He's gonna run for quite some time, but Benavidez is gonna cut off the ring and track him down and stalk him down
I think the fast pace he fights at too, Benavidez. I think Plant doesn't like to fight at a fast pace the whole fight. He kind of wears down when you press him like that. Even against
he might gas. That's his biggest enemy in the
yeah.
fight.
Even against Uskataki,
he slows down all the time.
I had him losing like the last 3 rounds against Uskataki. Like Uskataki made that fight like respectable at the end, you know.
But yeah. B, I want to ask you: is there a chance between you? Because I think you two have a higher opinion of David than I do. I really don't like David, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
These styles, B, do you think that Caleb can stop him?
No, I don't think so. You know what it is too? A lot of people think like when they say a guy's got a bad chin, a lot of it has to do with conditioning, how you can recover from blows. If you have good good cardio, then when you get hit, your body, when you get hit in the head, your body's able to utilize the oxygen to go back to your brain to kind of shake those cobwebs off. And Benavidez, in my opinion, has got great conditioning. He fights at a fast pace, never really gets tired. And you can argue who's he beaten, but regardless, this guy's like throwing a lot of punches. You know what I mean?
I'll give you that. He does it for him and he does it well into a fight, which is how you know he has a good cardio. Yeah. He can do it late.
He doesn't get tired. He fights at a fast pace all 12 rounds, and you got to give him that at least, So
it's not we could argue he's beaten. We need to argue who he's beaten.
Yeah, that is true because he hasn't beaten anything. Though.
It's fair. It's fair. I mean,
that's my biggest hang up. That how could you have been there for 2 cycles of champions and all you've done is Anthony Durrell? You've been there since Zerto was there, for God's sake.
Yeah, there's question marks for sure. I just think stylistically, it's going to be a problem for Plant in the second half.
It will.
So I feel, and I do think like Plant will probably be ahead in the scorecards because I believe that's the type of fighter it will be. He'll be ahead in the scorecards, and then he gets stopped late.
David can't fight me. David can't fight.
I may be in the minority here, but I had Plant Canelo even before he got stopped. I had it 5-5. I thought Plant did a great job.
Kick him out.
I thought he did a great job in that fight, to be honest. He did way better than I expected.
Yeah,
he did honestly, he did what I thought he would do. He did, and I didn't have him ahead. He did what I thought he would do. I'm going to back foot you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to back foot you. And I'm like, this is Canelo, right? Back footing didn't work for Lara. It's going to work for you. He did exactly what I thought he was going to do. And it worked out exactly. It's just like, bro, like Plant is good. He's good. He's not great. And I don't think that there's anything great about David. Like, bro, you dunking on little kids is what I see. You just want to have a size advantage. Go up there with better beef and do that shoe shine shit. You big enough.
He should essentially be. He's essentially a light heavyweight. You can even argue he's a cruiser. Really,
I think he's a cruiser, bro. Just like Zerto. Zerto been doing that shit forever too. Like, bro, you a cruiser.
How did you have that fight scored between Plant and Canelo before he got stopped? Did you have it? You have it close? Or
when did he stop him? In the 11th, right?
In the 11th, yeah.
I had Canelo up, I think, by 2 rounds.
You have like 6-4 for Canelo?
Yeah, I had him up by like 2 rounds.
Yeah.
I had it close at that time. I had it close. I had it
like 6-4 too?
I don't what for the entire fight? No, just before by mid rounds, I'm not sure if I had Canelo really in the lead.
I had it even. I had it 5-5 in rounds. I had it 5-5 in rounds before he got stopped in the 11th. People say I'm crazy, but I thought the fight was competitive. I thought it was close.
I mean, I look, I don't think you were crazy to have it close. It's just that I guess it's because of what I'm used to with the judges that affects how I score around it. I'm like, oh.
I don't see. I know that you do that, and it makes sense when you do that. But I just score it like I pretend I'm one of the judges, and I got a job that night, and I just score it the way I see it. But you know, when the rounds are close and it's a swing round, I can see how you have a tendency to probably want to give it to how the judges would have it. You know, just to kind of have the reality of the situation. But
he done a lot better. He done a lot better against Canelo than I thought he would. He done a lot better. I think he
done better than Billy Joe Saunders. So you know,
I think he did much better than Billy Joe Saunders.
He was in the fight.
I disagree. Oh no, we're not going to do this. Billy was at. We're not going to do this. Listen, Billy. No, we're not going to do this because Billy. No, wait a minute. Billy wasn't getting bullied. Billy didn't spend the whole fight on the ropes. Billy was literally turning Canelo and popping him on the turn. So
listen, no.
We're not going to do this because if you spend the majority of the fight with your back on the ropes, Billy showed real ring generalship. I know you not putting me on these ropes. I'm going to turn you and I'm going to pop you on the turn. What Caleb did is you got bullied. You got bullied.
No. We're going to tell the
truth. Ask me. Did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Okay, and I'm going to
introduce. The truth is that Billy is a better boxer than Caleb Plant. Caleb got cold knocked out. Billy got pulled out.
Introduce someone, and then you can tear my head off, Jules. I'm introducing. Introducing, introducing blood boxing, retro, and boxing documentaries in the booth. What up, blood? Happy New Year. I can't hear you. Are you speaking? No?
The silence is deafening.
I agree with him, by the way. He makes a good point.
Yeah. I can't hear you. We can't hear you. Yeah. No, we can't hear you.
I'm definitely silent.
Are you on mute? You're muted.
Billy would beat most of them PBC 168 pounders.
Exactly.
Maybe beam out and beam back in. Yeah.
Who do you think wins? You think Saunders would beat Plant?
Listen, I don't know.
Absolutely. No. Let's cut the fucking crap. Billy's problem has never been boxing. It's been discipline. It's outside of the ring stuff. In the ring, Billy is by far and wide a better boxer, and he has better cardio. I would say.
Billy's got a decent resume. Billy's got a decent resume too.
Listen, Canelo. Let me tell you about the Canelo thing. You guys gave 1 second. Let me just speak. You guys gave, like, people was gassing up Billy Joe Saunders to beat Canelo, and I was one of the only Brits, and I got a lot of backlash by saying there's no way he's going to beat him. Like, I don't give a shit, right? We can give him a puncher's chance. We give him 10%. When that fight happened, everybody was like, "Oh, I had Billy in the lead. How? Que? Como?"
I could make that same argument about Caleb Plant. In other words, look, if you're going to get on the back foot, it has to be to set a trap. It has to be. Otherwise, you know what's happening? You're getting pushed around. And the majority of that fight, where did Caleb spend that fight? Did he hold the center of the ring? No. Did he back off Canelo? No. But you're the one with your back on the ropes most of the rounds. I can't reconcile.
Real quick. You gave him 4 rounds, though. What did he do in the rounds that he won?
Counter punching.
Well, there you go. Did he give Billy Joe 4 rounds?
No. I will admit I had both fights similarly, but okay. I felt Billy's boxing better. Why? Billy's in the center of the ring.
Let me see on my fight.
I will agree with this, though. I will agree with this. I just think that the circumstances of what happened to the orbital bone in that fight, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe, like, if it did happen, so it's kind of like saying whatever. But let's say that didn't happen, we don't know how that the rest of that fight would have gone. You know what I mean? That inch.
Ring. Can we argue this is a preference thing, though? Maybe you like Billy's style better than Caleb? Or am I wrong?
No, I would say, look, if I look at how the fight was scored, where we evaluate each other's cards, I just felt, irrespective of what people are saying on Twitter, and irrespective of what I was seeing in my own chat, I said I got Canelo clearly ahead. When the judges' scorecards came back, they had Canelo clearly ahead. That's all, and that's what I go off of. I'm trying to understand what these judges are doing, and people are going to score it how they score it based on what they like. What I know is if you spend that much time on the back foot and that much time with your back against the ropes, you better be setting traps like Floyd, because if you don't, you're losing. It was the same thing with the Rigondeaux and Casemiro. It was the same thing with Robson, Conceição, and Valdez. A lot of people saying, Conceição is winning. I'm like, no, he's not. He's losing. He is losing this fight. You're giving it away, all right? When you were stepping into your jab in the first half of the fight and you were taking it to Oscar, then you were winning. The second half of the fight, you want to fuck around with your bet. All right, fuck around. Fuck around. So
I didn't see BJS do no big things against Canelo, and I'm just keeping a buck. I just didn't see it while everyone was gassing it up. Beats, what do you think about that? Billy Joe Saunders' performance against Canelo, was it very impressive to you?
He done okay. He done okay, but he done okay. He done okay. It was like comparable in a different way to Caleb. They both boxed well, but it's a 12-rounder, not a 10-rounder, not a 6-rounder, not an 8-rounder, basically. So
yeah, at least Caleb went 11 rounds. Is my whole point.
Yeah, but Caleb got. Wait a minute now. Caleb got cold stopped. If we gonna do that, bro, you got cold stopped.
BJS retired on the stool. It's
Billy got pulled out. He got
pulled out. He didn't want to fight, and they pulled him out.
Do you think
he never wanted it? If he really wanted to go back out in that ring, he would have been back out.
I don't disagree with that, but I disagree with the notion that because Caleb lasted a little longer, that he did better when you were losing, even though you lasted longer.
Let's look at the scorecards. Let's look at the scorecards in both fights. So the judges had it when Billy Joe Saunders fought Canelo. They had Canelo up 77-75, and the other two had it 78-74. So let's look at how the judges had it when Caleb Plant got stopped. Let's see. They had one judge had it 96-94, another judge had it 97-93, another judge had it 98-92. So the scorecards are comparable.
The performances are comparable, but I feel personally that minimalist approach to boxing, to where I'm going to play freeze tag with you all night, that shit don't work in most.
So you're saying he was basically buying time, just trying to kind of maybe survive where Billy was trying to win the
Billy
fight.
was fighting. Billy was actually
that's
fighting.
A fair point.
You're not going to push me around. I'm not a log down the stream where you just put my back on these ropes whenever you feel like it. Whereas with Caleb, there were rounds that started out that way, that as soon as Canelo marches forward, you give up ground. You don't even turn him, because
he wasn't stepping into his shots. He was basically throwing get off me punches, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what it was, the majority of that. Whereas with Billy, I saw Billy getting off some really nice shit that I'm like, nah, Billy not being a bitch out here. He is fighting. He's turning Canelo.
Stepping in with the left hand, trying to cause some damage. I got you. All right.
Yeah, Curty, your thoughts on Canelo Plant, and in comparison to Billy Joe Saunders Plant?
Oh, that's a good question. Two different fighters. Well, first off, Billy Joe. Billy Joe was doing really good. I think Billy Joe was doing better than Caleb Plant. But then both of those guys were doing really well at the beginning. And I think Billy Joe just got too over courageous and threw that damn hook and got caught. When he got caught, it was just so final. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was just like when he got caught, he was more aggressive. And I know Jules. I know Jules is not a fan of pot shotting. He's not a fan of the back foot. Not a fan of that type of shit when it comes to convincing judges that they should win that fight. Conceição, I remember that fight because I think Conceição beat him. I'm just a fan of the easier fight, the better it is. Don't fight harder, fight smarter. It might not be that entertainment to fans. Look at Floyd and Pacquiao.
Yeah, but Floyd was
could've-
master in the pocket, Kurt. These guys don't even want to sit in the like. Caleb wasn't trying to sit in the pocket. That's why Floyd beat Canelo, because he dominated the pocket.
That's Floyd Canelo. I'm talking about Floyd Pacquiao. He knew, I'm not gonna fucking fight Manny Pacquiao in the center of the ring. I'm gonna pot shot him. I'm not gonna exchange. I'm gonna wrap him up when he starts that Tasmanian devil shit. I'm gonna wrap him up.
It was Manny who had to make the ground. Floyd just stayed in the ring and jabbed him. He wasn't running
Exactly.
around. He wasn't. Wait. He wasn't using.
I mean, he did fuck that. I mean, no, come on, bro. He used the ring. He used the ring.
Floyd was not using the full parameter of the ring to outbox Manny. He didn't need to.
I mean, he did that though. You didn't see Manny chasing. You didn't see.
No, he didn't.
I think the big thing in that fight was Manny was having a hard time with Floyd's reach, and Floyd kept him on the outside. That's what I.
Can I add this, because I don't want us to devolve into chaos. I just want to say that the difference in that fight, did Floyd stay on the outside? Yeah, he didn't stay in the pocket with Manny. But what was the defining characteristic for me? Manny does not look like Manny. You are being controlled. Even though he's on the outside, he's getting off, and it's clean and it's clear, and I don't have to wonder who's actually getting off. So even though Floyd did stay on the outside, it needs to be that clear. If you're going to be on the outside most of the fight, it needs to be that clear that, yeah, I'm on the outside and I'm moving lateral, but he's not getting off. I am. Was that Caleb planting Canelo? Hell no, bro. You was getting hit.
Or did he keep Manny from the inside? He kept Manny from the inside. He was like the only time when Manny caught him with a couple of shots is the only time he backed up to the ropes, really.
Yeah. It was that one flurry. It was like one, and it was and most of the shit didn't even get in. That's the other shit. Most of the shit in the flurry that Manny threw, it didn't get in. That was the one high point of the fight that felt, like a climax. But other than that, it was just Floyd navigating the ring, used the ring, pop him with the jab, pop him in the stomach. And that was the story of the fight. It wasn't hard that wasn't hard to score at all.
I know how to watch Floyd fight. The only Madonna had Floyd on the ropes. People say, "Oh, Floyd's always running for the ropes." No, Madonna had Floyd on the ropes.
Hyped him up, mate.
Cotto too,
and Koto.
Yeah,
right.
Pieced him up. Yeah, that gave him
a bloody nose in that fight.
His nose was fucking bleeding a lot with Koto. Bit D style. Oh no, Sporting Icons in the building. Blood said he'll be back. He's trying to fix technicalities. What up, Sporting?
Was good.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you all. How you all doing?
Yeah,
we are
good.
Thank you for coming through to the building. Talk to me about your KO of the year. Who have you got?
Okay, you're not going to like this, but maybe I'm being a little bit biased because I was there ringside. Chris Billam-Smith.
It's a good knockout, man. It was a good knockout.
You got that too? Okay.
One of them, he said that. But he said
anybody else will say that.
Chris
I was there ringside and I heard the clack. When it happened, I was like, oh, shit.
Hey, there's another one, though. Jordan Gill versus Gerfo for the European title.
It was dramatic, Beats, but was it knockout of the year? It was dramatic because of the turnaround. And like, man, you losing this motherfucking fight, bro.
That's part of the suspense, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, how he was losing.
He come back from a suplex. You get a beating.
Up on the rope. Didn't his leg give out and everything? Mm. He had, and then all of a sudden, boom, you could put that as KO of the year contender. There was a few on it because that was unexpected. Because
that was DDT of the year, though. DDT of the year by far. Not even Jake the Snake Roberts could do that.
Yeah. Then he ran into Kiko Martinez, poor guy.
Oh my God! Yeah, Kiko destroyed him, man.
So can we put Kiko somehow, some way? In
comeback of the year,
comeback, comeback. That's good.
Spaniard of the year.
Shouts out to Kiko.
Spaniard of the year. Spain got some good fighters. Spain got some good fighters.
Yeah,
they ain't got a lot of fighters, but the one they got the ones they do have are pretty good. They got some good fighters.
Ramona and Sandor Martin, yes.
Sandor Martin.
Yes.
Talk about him. Because for me, that Beats, me and you was talking a lot on Twitter about that, and we did say that's a potential banana skin for Teofimo Lopez. And
no Eurobum Sandor, no Eurobum. No.
But I did when I did the rewatch and point score. We did do that, didn't we, AJ? We did a rewatch and point score on that. Didn't we?
Very frustrating fight to score.
Didn't we do the rewatch and point score on that?
We did.
Yeah, if they gave him the second knockdown, I would have had the fight a draw.
I did. I counted it. It was a draw on me, my scorecard.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, it should have been a knockdown. I agree with that.
I counted it round. It
was around seven, right?
I think, right? Yeah.
Down. So I had it 95 to 93. Teofimo.
I had Teo edging it.
Imagine Teofimo is going to fight Prograis after that last performance.
Prograis kill him, B.
Oh no.
Prograis lobotomize him, bro.
I don't think they'll put him in. I don't think they're going to put him in with Prograis.
No. They'll talk shit, but they won't fight him. So
they won't. They'll put him in right away. I don't think they'll put him in.
They ain't gonna put him in there with that, man, bro. Teo, Teo, God bless him, and hopefully he could work it out. But like, man, you food, bro. You are fucking food, bro. Damn. You ain't gonna beat nobody. Like, I don't know, B. Like, and I don't. The other thing is, they probably want to do the Ramirez joint. I don't know that Teo beat Ramirez. He might. I don't know.
Ring. You remember when I made this bold prediction about 6 months ago? I said I don't think Teo is going to be champion ever again, man. And everyone's like, nah, you crazy. I don't think he's going to be a champion ever again, man.
I mean, unless he went like a vacant, and I don't see how that happens because
I don't see how it happens. He goes up to 140. What's he gonna do? Go up to 147? I mean, what's he gonna do to win? He's got to.
Beep. This is the thing. If Taylor beats Cataract, if he beat the Casserole, and then he goes to 47, the BO is vacant, and then maybe we get Ramirez. And you see what I mean? That's the one way because you're not winning for Prograis.
I see Teo getting worse and worse as his career goes on. I don't see him getting better, in my opinion.
As long as he has his dad in his corner, that's what's gonna happen.
I don't see him getting better. I think I see him.
I'm a Teo fan, and I got nothing to say.
140 is a tough weight class to win a belt.
It is what it is.
This is a tough weight class to win a belt. I'm telling you.
And I know, they're saying he's food for the division. He's dollar menu for Prograis. It's a bad matchup for Teo.
Who does he beat at 140?
That's like dollar menu at McDonald's for Prograis right there.
I don't know, bro.
You want to fight Barboza?
I feel that way about Benavidez at 75, bro. Who the fuck you gonna beat, bro?
That'd be tough.
You gonna beat?
You have a tough road.
He's gonna get on Jenny Craig and stay at 168. That's for sure.
You have a tough road at 75, man.
He ain't going up there, bro.
He's gonna have to wait for better beef. He's gonna have to wait for better beef to turn like 40 or something before he.
Hey, listen, he's about 6'2" swimming in the 3-foot part of the pool, bro. Go to the 12-foot part, bro. You can swim, right? You can swim.
175. He's done. He is done because the only thing he has that size advantage is gone. He can't do it.
Gone. Yeah, it's gone.
He do nothing with nobody over there, bro.
And then if can he beat Zurdo at 175?
I think he beat Zurdo.
I don't know about all that shit. Yeah, look. Can I say this? What B-Ball did to Zurdo, everybody ain't gonna do that to Zurdo. I'm just letting y'all. Everybody ain't gonna do him like that.
I picked Zurdo to beat B-Ball. I was wrong. So yeah, I mean,
everybody ain't gonna do it. Like Zurdo is a good fighter. Really? Zurdo is a good fighter. Like don't let one night tell you that he's not a good fighter. He beat better fighters than Benavidez. I know that fucking shit.
I mean, there's an argument to be made, Ring. I mean,
Bro, he beat Vlasov. He not no bitch. He beat Vlasov, and that was years ago. He not no bitch. And Vlasov is better than anybody Benavidez beat.
I agree.
That's a tough one, man. That'd be a good fight. Him and Benavidez.
I think Ramirez is a better fighter than Benavidez. I've always
not no bitch. He beat Jesse Hart. He beat Vlasov. He beat Arthur Abraham. He's not no bitch. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna lean towards Benavidez because again, I like the volume, I like the pressure. I think Zurdo sometimes is a little bit economic. He could be outworked. I think Benavidez could outwork him in the fight. To be honest, Benavidez is a good body puncher too.
Has a better barber, and 9 times out of 10, good head make good boxing. All right.
Go ahead, Chan.
Let me
go ahead, Chan.
Shouts out to my artisan-elect for dropping that half a dog on your girl. Shouts out to the beautiful Lady Shan. I love you, Queen. Julius and Beats, you guys are great boxing minds. Thanks for coming to the show. I know. Thank you. Shouts out to everybody on the panel in the Buddhism. For real. Thank you, Arlette. Happy New Year, my sister. I love you even more. You know that. All day, every day, twice on a Sunday. Go ahead, lads. Don't mind me. I like to hear you guys just chop it up. Is there anything else that you want me to dip into? Can I just talk about disappointments of the year? Who've you got?
It's too many.
There's too many.
Yeah, list them.
It's too many.
Spence Crawford not happening.
Stephen Fulton called chasing Inouye.
That one is the biggest one.
KLC, you're jumping into people's photos.
I liked it. That shit was funny.
that was kind of funny.
Well, let's go round. Let's go round so we can hear everybody's opinion. So Beats, your letdown or disappointment of the year, whether it's, you could name a couple, but is there one that really stands out for you?
Well, Crawford and Spence falling apart has to be up there, isn't it? That's got to be way up there. Johnny Beck threatening to put Denzel in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? That didn't happen. Yeah. Edgar Balanga. Big
time.
Yeah, he's not impressed. Troy Williamson, not impressed. Them guys there. Daniel Dubois.
Yeah, Daniel Dubois is definitely in it. Beeb, what are you saying? Disappointment of the year.
I'll be honest. I was a little disappointed that the Ramirez Bivol fight wasn't more competitive. I thought Ramirez was going to win, so that was kind of a disappointment. I didn't think he was going to be outclassed that badly, and obviously, we had the issue with Spence Crawford. I don't know. I kind of wanted the Joshua Fury fight to happen. I mean, that was a little bit of a disappointment. I mean, I was. Part of me thought it may have happened, though. You know what I mean? I'm usually the pessimistic, but I was a little bit optimistic about that. I was saying to myself, this fight's really big. If it doesn't happen now, it may not ever happen. So maybe Joshua and Fury may just do it because it's that big UK fight that everyone always wanted. But yeah, that was kind of a disappointment as well, if I'm being honest.
Okay. I think me and Beats, definitely coming from England, London, we knew that fight was never going to happen. I think I actually reported that from jump. But we kind of knew.
I was lying to myself because part of me was saying, why would they put Joshua in there now? What really wasn't fair to Joshua to go in there right away after the two back-to-backs. And I even said if I was managing him, I would probably obviously tell him not to do it because of the timing was off. But I don't know. I was saying to myself, maybe the money, maybe the event,
I'll just ask you a question, Joe. So your theory, you believe that Eddie didn't want Joshua to take the fight, or Joshua didn't take the fight?
I believe I believe Joshua wanted it, and I believe he was talked out of taking it, in my opinion. Right. I think his management team talked him out of it. I'll be honest, yeah.
Yeah, sporting team. He's from England.
I'm gonna disagree. Can I disagree? Fury
I know you're gonna disagree.
I have to, because Fury knew what he was doing. I don't think it was a Eddie Hearn didn't want him to do it. I think it was, bro, you was throwing roadblocks at this thing, bro. You told the dude, you gotta agree by Monday. You gotta agree by Wednesday. You ain't tell Derek Chisora that shit. Right. You let Derek get 2 cracks at the fucking apple. But when it's AJ, you got to do it on Monday, bro. Fuck that shit. Just sign. Hurry up and buy. Fuck that.
But here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. They were still negotiating through all those theatrics anyway. So I don't think anyone was listening to Fury when he was putting up was saying those things. I don't think the people that were actually.
No, Joe. Frank Warren was saying the same thing. Hurry up and sign.
I know, but Frank Warren wasn't even negotiating. It was his son that was doing.
But it's still Queens. All I'm saying is
this is what I'm gonna say.
Joe, you a smart man, and you motherfucking know a fight worth that amount of money. You don't do it like that. You don't jump on Twitter. Yeah, yo, sign the contract.
the people that were actually behind the scenes doing the actual, like George and Eddie, the guys that were actually talking, they weren't listening to all that shit.
Bro, I'm just saying that when you want to do a big show, you know, the social, and I do agree that to some extent what Fury was doing was for the people that's not negotiating. I get that.
They weren't listening to him, bro. They were just they were still working.
For you to turn around and do the fight with Chisora, you literally had to deal with the same people that you would have had to deal with to do the fight with AJ. So how you tell AJ, yeah, man, gotta be on Monday, man, gotta be on Wednesday, man, but you could turn around and give Chisora all the time in the world? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Get the fuck
out of here, man. It's my night.
It's my night.
Yeah, B, defend your boy, B. Come on.
It reminds me of the whole thing when Eddie was like saying, "Oh, well, why Deontay Wilder sent me the email?" Again, like these guys aren't doing the negotiations. They got people doing all that. So no matter what they say, obviously they got to sign the contracts, but they're not negotiating the fight. They're getting the contract sent to them. They're having their lawyers look at stuff. I mean, that was just theatrics in my part by Fury. That's just my opinion. I'm going to be honest.
Nah, I hate Fury, and I'm going to keep hating Fury. Nobody can stop me. Nobody can stop me. I'm going to hate him.
Theatrics. How come he's not doing that with Usyk? How come he didn't do that with Chisora? How come he didn't do that with Manuel Cha? How come he didn't do that
I think he's got a problem with AJ. I think it's personal.
I think you know what I think it is. This is what I think it is.
He likes. He
wasn't going to fight. Listen, Beeb, he wasn't going to fight AJ. I know it's hard, but you have to accept this. He wasn't trying to fight AJ.
I'll agree. I don't think the fight was ever going to happen. I mean, it looks. I mean, I was being optimistic about it. I wanted it, but
Beeb, that shit wasn't real, bro. Like that wasn't real, bro. That's what I'm. Look, can I say? Look, my letdown was not.
So you think it was a pure cloud chase?
It was all bullshit.
The lie detector determined it was a lie. Baby.
That was a lie.
Bullshit. Now I can't be let down by shit that I already knew. When this motherfucking year started, I knew Fury was full of shit, and I knew that Berlanga sucks. You know what I mean? I've been saying for 4 years, Crawford and Spence never gonna fight. They not gonna fight. So my letdown was the kid from Philly, Stephen Fulton. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I thought you were serious about Inoue, and then this year we hear, oh, you gonna go fight Fig Newton again. Nobody care about that fight, bro. Nobody on this planet gives a fuck about that fight. Why the fuck you going up there to fight for an interim when you could get more money from Amazon? Fuck Showtime. Fuck ESPN.
Oh, where's Julius brought it? I'm catching up with you. Adrian's fucking zoned out. But I love you because you not do the fucking show. I'll just sit here and try and look very pretty.
You know what's ironic, Julius? Because remember the first time that Fury and Joshua were negotiating, and that was the time when I knew, because I knew I had a source. I knew that fight wasn't happening, and everyone was yelling at me. Oh, why are you saying it's not happening? Because I knew the third fight with Wilder was happening, and everyone's like, oh, well, why are you hating on the fight? You just don't want it to happen. But I knew, and it's funny because this time I was like trying to talk myself into it, but it was weird, man.
Fury was playing. Fury let you down, bro. Fury let you down because he convinced you he was serious. That's who let you down. Stephen let me down.
I was lying to myself, man. I was lying to myself.
Stephen let me down because I thought Stephen wanted to fight Inoue. All of that was cap. You knew you wasn't gonna fight him. You knew you was gonna do some shit with another PBC fighter that ain't nobody give a fuck about. Nobody care about that fucking second fight. They want to see you and Inoue get down, and you about to go to fucking 26 to fight for an interim. I hope you get your ass beat for that shit.
Go ahead, Beats. You go ahead. He
asked the stupidest question of the year. If Inoue didn't have power, would you be saying he's good?
Exactly.
Right. Well, what kind of stupidness is that?
That's like saying if Shaq wasn't 7 feet, would he be able to body me on the low post? I mean,
it don't make no motherfucking like if Pacquiao didn't have speed and if Floyd didn't have what the fuck, bro?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I get in these discussions with people all the time. When someone says, "Oh, the guy is big," and you made a comment about Fury Ring that a lot of people are saying he's going to win against Usyk just because he's big. Here's my argument: it's one thing being big, but you have to have enough skill to be able to maximize and utilize your size. Because not a lot of people can utilize their size. And how many times do we say this guy doesn't use his reach? This guy doesn't use his size. Guy, you know,
but
so that's the thing. Fury's
Wyatt
skilled
said
enough
that.
to know how to use his size.
Super chat. Wait. Order. Some parliamentary procedure. This is a British channel. One sec. Wait. Shouts out to Arlette for dropping that $1.99 for Sporting Icons. We love you. We love you, Sporting.
We gotta let Sporting Icons. We gotta let Sporting Icons in here. We haven't let him talk all day.
That's my favorite.
I just want to retort. You can't take away the context of what I said. I was talking to all those people out there that wanted to claim that Fury is pound for pound, and they keep bringing up his size. I'm like, pound for pound is not.
I got you.
It's not about size.
Because I would have the Fury Chisora as worst fight of the year in the Buddhism.
Yeah, that's just sad.
I'm gonna say Wilder Hellenius was worst fight of the year because I think Hellenius could have died.
No, it wasn't. At least it ended up in just like in a knockout. No, that was the worst fight. At least we never saw Wilder and Hellenius. We knew that was bollocks anyway. We knew that was bollocks.
I mean, you got an argument. I'm not defending. There's no way I could defend Chisora Fury. I'm not trying to defend.
Trilogy was so unnecessary to my whole entire life.
But he did his buddy is solid.
If Usyk
he did him a solid.
If Usyk beat Fury this year, I'm going to ejaculate. I swear to God, I'm going to fucking ejaculate. Need day.
I hope Fury wins now.
Usyk. Shouts out to Will. On your girl. Triple G versus Canelo 3 was the biggest letdown in my opinion. I even remember talking to friends saying, I hope it's not like Leonard versus Duran. Turns out it was Triple G. Canelo. We'll get on to that. But I just thank you, Will, for dropping that for that $4.99.
Forgot about that
Pete was speaking. Yeah, and go ahead. I think that was lame. That Fury fight with Chisora was lame, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't a good. It wasn't a good. He can't. I think he carried Derek Chisora. I don't even think I think he was carrying him.
I agree with that.
It was a very. It wasn't a fun fight. It wasn't a fun fight to watch.
But if my man from the Ukraine beats this motherfucking talkative ass motherfucker, I'm gonna be so fucking ejaculate, bro.
You're gonna go brush your teeth. You're gonna go brush your teeth, and then on camera you're gonna go.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like this dude, like if he could just, because I'm sick of Sylvester Stallone saying, "Yeah, you're the best heavyweight I ever."
He's the best. He's the best.
Get out of here,
Julius. He's the best.
You trying to say he's better than Ali?
And Jules, like I said, this is coming from a guy who got into the International Boxing Hall of Fame without ever having fought one day in his life.
My God, you trying to say he better than Ali because he beat Wilder 3 times? Really?
Wow.
Really?
Here's the thing. In defense of Tyson Fury, there's been big heavyweights. Ty Fields, David Price, Valuev, Ustinov, roughly the same size, and they're nowhere near as coordinated.
No, they're not. And they wasn't. They wasn't. No, but that's.
I don't disagree with you, Beats.
Like we all know that, Beats. So don't. Thank you, Beats. Like we know that. We always
when I give Beats credit. You love it.
No, we always give Tyson Fury that credit that he moves quite exceptionally.
I just don't. I don't like this whole like he's taller than any. Like okay, he's tall and he's big. So 20 years from now, there's somebody taller and bigger. Are they going to be better than Fury just by default, by that logic?
Thank you, D Styles, because you hitting the nail on the head. And all I'm trying to say is, look. Fury presents a unique challenge because he's a very big man that can move. But you cannot simultaneously constantly make the argument that because he's bigger than Usyk, right? He is bigger. That's the hard part, that he's a lot bigger than Usyk. That's not a skills thing. I don't see a better boxer in Fury than Usyk. You're not a better boxer. You a bigger boxer. Because if you and him the same size, you doing that same shit you do. If you was the same size as him, You're not a better boxer than him. You're bigger than him, which is what works for you, that you are bigger than him. You can probably take his best punches. I'm not taking that away from you, but can we stop with the skills shit? Like, no, fam. Like, nah, fam. Chill.
It depends how you define the skill, though.
Yeah, skill is subjective. Skill is subjective.
Like,
very
if
subjective.
he's a big man and he's able to coordinate himself and shorten his punches, like other big men haven't been able to, because sometimes that size is actually a disadvantage.
Exactly.
Because it just makes you.
Hey, he ain't look skillful to me with no motherfucking auto volley. I know that.
Name
shit.
another big man like that can fight on the inside. The only guy I can remember is like Riddick Bowe, and he's not as big as Fury. Guys like Fury, who are sized like that.
I'm not gonna sit here and let y'all give this man brownie points because he's tall.
I mean, we gotta give him. We gotta be objective, man. Gotta be objective.
Still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day. You just sit here. You don't know what I'm.
My boyfriend's a Deontay Wilder supporter. Can you believe it?
I don't need to save money. I want to put on.
You wouldn't be able to write that in a book, would you?
You need to get rid of him, LadyChann. I told you, you need to get rid of this guy. You can't be going with a Wilder fan.
He's not a fanboy. He's not
Kick
a
him out.
fanboy. He's not a fanboy of him, though. It's not.
You want to read the super chat, Chan, and then I want to make a point. I don't want to hold this. I don't want to hold the super chat.
Hang on 1 sec. Let's have a. Let me do the super chat. DJ Wally West, thank you for dropping that quarter of a dub on your girl. Loving this talk. Thank you, Shan, for having a great panel. True all-stars. They are definitely all-stars.
I got to go in for disappointment of the year.
Yeah, disappointment.
What one that comes to mind, y'all may disagree.
No, hang on. Beeb was going to go. You got.
Oh, sorry.
I'll let him go, and I'll go after him because I've been talking too much. I've been talking too much, to be fair.
No, man, it's chop up time. It's all good. Go ahead, Age.
Okay, one that comes to mind is Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah, these are all ones I forgot about.
I never seen anybody just fumble the bag and just mismanage themselves so much. And it's like, my God, you know, we all know the story, but like now, I mean, he's lucky if he fights more than once this year. I mean, like seriously.
Not only that, this guy went from being a main eventer. Now he's like the third
an undercard fighter.
He's not even a co-feature. He's on
an
I hate
undercard.
saying this about him because I met his dad. His dad's an awesome guy. His father's an awesome guy. I just don't know what happened to him.
If you're gonna throw Demetrius under the bus, Heine's gonna go under it as well.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go there too.
Oh yeah.
One last point on Fury, and I'm gonna end it here.
Go ahead.
Jesus Christ, mute this guy.
Skill is a very subjective. It's very subjective, right? Some people like outside fighters, some people like inside fighters, some people like counter punches, whatever. But Fury, in my opinion, for his size, I've never seen anyone his size be able to do what he does. That's number one. Being able to go southpaw, being able to fight on the inside. He can maul you. He can out finesse you. I just think, with all due respect, I'm not taking anything away from Usyk. I think all around Fury has more skills than Usyk all around. I think he can do more things.
What?
I think he can do more things.
What?
That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Nah. You trying to make it that because he a big doofy guy because he can manage being big and doofy.
He can win in more ways. He can win.
What you talking about, mister? What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Manny? What you talking about, Dad? What you talking about, Willis?
We're just talking about Beeb.
Let me put it to you this way.
Who's a better inside fighter, him or Usyk?
Usyk.
I disagree. I think Usyk is a mid-range guy. I don't think he's an inside guy.
Bro, if I go off a Fury track record, bro, you literally been put on your ass way more times than Usyk. You actually gotta give. Wait a minute. Let me do this.
Usyk's been down. He's been knocked down with body shots.
I said way more times. Let me do this. Go ahead. Who been down more times? Fury or Usyk? Fury by far and wide. It's not even close. Fury been down several times throughout several different phases in career. Who has a disputed decision that went in his favor that a lot of people don't agree with? Fury.
What,
McDermott.
Yep.
Usyk ain't got no McDermott. Ain't no McDermott. And Usyk already showed you, I'm the best motherfucking cruiserweight in the world. I'm finna show you I'm the best heavyweight in the world. Fury can't do that by default. So I can't rationalize where Fury showed something with all this different shit that he got going on, that he more skilled than Usyk based on what? Not as an amateur, not as a professional. The shit you still ain't do as a heavyweight, right? You do realize Usyk did that already. He been undisputed. He just going for extra now. He been did that. So I can't wrap my mind like what's more skilled about him. Now, can he beat him? Yeah, he could beat him because he's bigger. He could beat him.
More versatile. You think he's more versatile?
No, he's not more versatile. He's not. He's not
There is-
better technically. He's not. He's not. Look, don't get it twisted. Fury is a very good boxer, and if you equate it for what his height and his weight is, yes, but technically he's not better than Usyk. Footwork is not better than Usyk. Speed,
I'm not a Fury fan.
He's just not. He's not any of those.
I think he can do. I think he can do more things. I think he can do more things. I'm just being honest.
Here's the thing. I'm not a Fury fan, yeah, but when you look at what he done to Klitschko in Germany, right? It was a shit. Like my mouth was like, "What? How did he do that?" I was like, when you look at that, right? Like people have complained about the Derek Chisora fight, the third fight. I'm telling you, Derek gives most of the heavyweights out there. I don't care who they are. He gives them a tough
Beats. You telling me to look at what he did to Klitschko? I'm one of the few people that had to suffer through that fight. I did see what he did, right? And I'm going to tell you,
fainting him out of his socks. Fainting him out of his socks.
Hold on.
Moved like a gazelle in that fight.
No, wait.
A gazelle.
Can I say this? That fainting, herky jerky. I don't want to engage. Wait. That's not more impressive than Usyk going up there against a 6'6" wrecking machine and beating him 2 times decisively. That's not more impressive, bro.
I don't know, man. Klitschko was a long reigning champion, and here's the thing: it was a boring fight, but that's what made it great, in my opinion. He handled them with ease. Like he made it look easy.
That Wilder fight. What about that Wilder fight?
What about that Wilder fight?
What about the first one? You see all the slipping and sliding?
Bro, he chose that man for a reason.
That was a beautiful performance.
He chose that man for a reason. You ain't want the AJ problems. You did not want AJ problems.
People were writing obituaries for Tyson Fury before that fight. That's how scared they were for
Oh
his
my
life.
God! Wait a minute. See, this is wait. Let me say this. So you're saying that because Fury beat the odds, that's impressive?
Oh, immensely. When you do something, wait a minute. You do something you're not supposed to do. That is off.
Usyk wasn't supposed to beat AJ. He was the underdog.
Yeah, in fairness, though, like the odds that Fury overcame were like his own doing. Like
man, he is 6'9". Will y'all stop talking about this man like he is some little ass man? He is 6'9". 277 pounds.
The only thing holding him back, the only thing holding Fury back, he doesn't have the same heavyweight division these other guys had. He doesn't have their resume.
Exactly, which is why he's able to
be that dude. I remember immediately after that fight, and I love this shit because after that fight, I seen motherfuckers, hordes of motherfuckers saying I could go the rest of my life and never see Fury fight again because that was a terrible fucking fight to watch. That was a disgusting fight to watch.
You're talking about the Klitschko fight?
I'm talking about the Klitschko fight.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like it's like this. Like obviously, no.
Then let me speak after D style.
Well, all I know is this. Like just to compare it to baseball a little bit. Okay, nobody likes to see a game where there's no home runs or bases hit and stuff. But after a while, if the pitcher keeps pitching a shutout, it becomes special, right? And I think that's what he did in that fight. He handled a dominant champion.
38-year-old Klitschko. Oh my God!
He was the reigning dominant champion. That's all I'm saying. Like Mayweather was almost 37 when Canelo fought him. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like he was the reigning champion at the time. I mean, it's just the way it is. He was a huge underdog.
Fury ain't shit, and ain't nothing gonna change that. Ain't shit gonna change that.
I'm sending you a Fury T-shirt. I don't care.
I will fucking burn that shit. Don't send that shit.
Let me do this Cash App. Shouts out to Lisa Bells, my sister, for dropping that 1078 on your girl. Pounds in the boot position. Happy New Year, she says. Happy New Year to you, sis. Happy New Year to Lisa Bales, we all know on the panel. Curtie, Sporting, please do tap in and chime in. Because
It's impossible.
The loudmouth Bostonian, loudmouth
My
hard,
God.
right?
Listen.
We've got the quiet, mi hermano. He's quiet still, tranquilo, puppy over there in Texas. He's all right. We want to hear more of you as well. Go ahead. Tell him about Fury. Tell Beeb how trash Fury really is.
Okay, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is big, and he can do good for being big. That's what he's good at, based on who he's fought. His last 3 opponents were Chisora, White, Wilder. Okay, any of those guys have been superb in boxing skills, and I mean, have we just been awed by their performances? So when you look at someone like Tyson Fury as opposed to Usyk, yeah, the only thing that he has on Usyk is size. You can't even say power or toughness, because Usyk proved to be tough by taking all those Joshua punches. Yeah, his face might have looked all jacked up, but he looked like he's been in a battle. But at the end of the day, he was able to stay. So bars. and listen, and Usyk showed, and look, Jules, he brought up a good point. If you can get mixed by someone like Otto Vailene, what the fuck you think Usyk's gonna do? You think Usyk don't know he can hit Tyson Fury with multiple shots? That's going to be the test of Tyson. Can Tyson take those type of shots and still win the fight? I don't think the fight's going to be a knockout by far. If it is, I would love it, but because I want to be proven wrong. I don't want to be like one of those guys that, yeah, I'm right and I'm just going to be. No. This is just what I think.
You said,
and unfortunately,
he needs to knock out Fury. He needs to knock him out.
No. He doesn't have to. No. He doesn't have to knock him out, because he didn't have to knock out Joshua. So why does he got to knock out Fury?
Wait a minute. Beats hit the nail on the head. This is not a Matchroom show. This is a Queensbury promotion show, and I have to agree with Beats in the sense that it better not be close, because Frank don't give a fuck about robbing you, bro. He don't give a fuck about that.
What I'm saying is Usyk doesn't have the power to knock out Fury. He doesn't have the power to knock out AJ. That's where he said he has to eat too much to try and even compete at heavyweight. He doesn't have that knockout power like that. No.
Now, let me tell you one thing, Chan, and let me tell you one motherfucking thing, Beats. This is a Capricorn you talking about. Ain't no bitch. It's a Capricorn you talking about.
I hear what you say, but this is for the undisputed. This is for the undisputed heavyweight title. Everything is on the line. Listen. Like people saying, "Oh, this Chisora was stopped too early." It's the flipping heavyweight championship. What are you talking about? Right? You've got to go all out, leave it all in the ring, and try to stretch Fury out, and vice versa. The vice versa. He can't leave it to points.
Usyk is a Capricorn, bro.
To knock Tyson
Fury is going to knock out Usyk in 9 rounds. You heard it here first. Fury by knockout 9.
Fury ain't shit, B. He ain't shit.
If the ref, but he's the best we have right now. That's we have to deal with it.
If the ref does his job and it doesn't let Fury turn into a Greco-Roman wrestling match, you're probably right.
There you go. Right. I agree with that. 100%.
But if he's forced to box him and not allowed to just maul the guy, and he has to box, I think it's a close fight.
Yeah, he can't. If he can't grab him,
let's go around with predictions. I got Fury.
All right. How about I start? I say Usyk by controversial decision.
Oh, okay. That's
because I'm convinced that Tyson can take one shot at a time, but can he take multiple shots? Now, even if he falls, I don't see Tyson quitting. I see Tyson's going to get outworked and beat. I'm not convinced that Tyson has this gas tank. I'm not convinced of that shit. I'm convinced this is what I see him doing. He has a very good habit of boxing, leaning and holding and resting and then resets. That's what he's good at doing. He did that shit with Chisora, and he definitely did it with Deontay Wilder. Deontay let him because Deontay's so fucking uncoordinated that he
Deontay
let him
ain't
do
shit,
that.
Beef. He ain't
You've already
shit,
laid
Beef.
out the blueprint. You've already laid out the blueprint of a big man boxing, leaning, holding, clinching, right?
Listen, Beef. Listen, Beef.
Klitschko did it too, Beats. Klitschko did it too, and he was undefeated.
Beef,
10
Beef,
years
Beef.
doing it.
Wait a minute, Beef.
Undefeated for 10 years
Wait a
doing
minute,
it.
Beef. Wait a minute, Beef. Because Wilder ain't shit and Fury ain't shit, and you need to understand that. You
I
need
agree
to
with you.
understand that.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, right?
Klitschko made a living off it.
You like right? You said
Jab and grab, baby.
You look. Fury ain't gonna do what AJ did, right? If Fury hits you with that body shot, which is borderline low, he's gonna fire up and try and punch you out the ropes, and rightly so. AJ was too nice. Fury knows this guy has Olympic pedigree, right? Great amateur pedigree. He's not gonna let him use none of that crap if he doesn't have to, right? So Usyk has to go in there with the mindset that this guy is gonna try and hurt me legally or illegally. And you're gonna have to try and knock him out. It's do or die. It's got to be do or die. This ain't a
Beats. Listen, Beats. Fury ain't shit, and he ain't ever gonna be shit, and it's that simple.
They need someone. They need someone hands-on. Yeah, like the ref. He's the only officiator in that fight. He has to officiate that fight the right way. If he doesn't, they need some fucking body that actually is a third, like Kenny Bayless. They need a fucking guy like that just jumps in there after every exchange.
We ain't all gonna all of
Tony
a sudden
Weeks.
start appreciating Fury Klitschko. That was one of the worst boxing matches I ever saw in my life.
Masterclass.
And
that was
then really,
masterclass.
That was
and then here's the thing, though. Understand this, guys. I don't mean to cut you off, but wasn't Klitschko the worst fucking era in heavyweight history?
Kurt, I'm just saying we're not gonna go back in time and all of a sudden start talking about that fight like people go back and watch that shit. Nobody watched that shit because it fucking sucked. All right, that shit sucked. All right, it was horrible. The only fight I could think of that was worse than that was Fury Parker when his cousin fought Joseph Parker. Those are the Furies are responsible for two of the worst boxing matches I ever seen in my life. So fuck this and fuck Fury and fuck that shit.
So my prediction, if it counts, I'm only this is only just my channel, but let me just give my brief prediction that I have been saying all the way through, and anybody knows that.
Go ahead, LadyChann. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I've always said Usyk beats Fury. It's going to be it's possibly going to be by a split decision.
No way.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
That's
Breaking that today. No one's got to Fury's body, right? You got to change from that.
You hear what I said, Beats? I said that Usyk wins. What are you saying? I'm saying Usyk wins.
You got to dog Fury out.
What?
Dog him out, bro.
You got what? No, I'm saying Usyk wins.
Fury and beat him. You can't pot shot Fury and beat him. You can't.
No, you can. You can, and he will, and we're going to see it.
No.
Right.
Listen,
Beats, who wins? Beats, who are you picking? Beats.
Depends what strategy they came in with there, Joe. I pick Fury right now.
All right, so we got Fury, we got two Furies, and we got two Usyks.
Fury ain't shit, Beats, and you can't change that.
Julius, who do you got?
I got Usyk. I'm gonna tell you what, because I got that feeling.
Okay.
Usyk not no dummy. All the shit that Beats is saying, Usyk know that. All the shit you saying, Usyk know that. Usyk done seen it all, bro. And this idea that Fury is this and Fury is that, all I see is that Fury's best bet to win this match is to use his size. But coming forward on this guy, it is going to be different because I agree with Barry McGuigan. On the front foot, putting that weight on the front foot, AJ is better than Fury. He shows more variety. He hits harder. He does hit harder. And if he couldn't get Usyk out on the front foot, Fury ain't gonna do it. That Wilder shit don't fool me. You fought a dude that ain't got no legs, ain't got no feet. And whenever you wanted to come forward, he was right there. That's not Usyk. But hell no. This is a much smaller target.
This is why he's tried to... Jules, this is why he's tried to defame him for the past year, because he knows he's fine. And then what he comes out and says, yeah, I'll beat him up, but it's going to be tricky. Now you admit it's going to be. It's not a
I don't buy
psychological warfare. Psychological warfare.
About Fury, bro. Like now, but your best bet. This is what I see. Your best bet to beat him is to come forward, lean on him, grab him, move him around, and be offensive. That's your best bet, because if you're boxing, he's going to beat you. If you're boxing, he's going to beat you. So your best bet is to use your size. Now, it's actually easier to use your size on a big target than a small one, because this motherfucker not going to be there for most. All that shit you landed on Wilder, you won't land that shit on this guy.
Oh.
You won't. You won't. I know you won't. I know you won't. It's going to be easy for this low-ass man to get under all that bullshit. It's going to be very easy for him. And the question is, can Usyk's gas tank? I view it as a battle with the gas tanks. Whoever get tired first, they gonna lose. Whoever get tired first, they gonna lose.
Usyk will not be getting. It won't. I'm just telling you. Fury is on the slide. He's admitting it.
Usyk is a Capricorn. God damn it.
Fury's got knee problems at the minute. He's got elbow splints. There's a lot of things that are going wrong with Fury. And
we're putting that out there. We're putting that out there just to give you a false sense of security. That's why we're putting that out there.
No, because Go
I
ahead,
just think it's a tall order. It's going to be a very difficult fight for Usyk. You got to favor Fury.
No, I'm not favoring him. Sorry.
No, I just think it's just. It's a tough fight. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I get the points about Wilder. I get it, right? However, a lot of people were proven wrong in the White fight. Okay, and here's why I say that. Going into the White fight, I kept hearing from multiple people, "Oh, it's going to be a tough fight for Fury." The Wilder thing is a mirage. White's fought better opposition. He's a better heavyweight than Wilder. You just don't know it. And we're going to find out. Well, what happened? He got dominated and knocked the fuck out in that fight. So I think he showed that he is the class that he's been. In my opinion,
White did say in the end, White isn't on the slide. Let's have it right. But White went in there with a mad injury as well that he shouldn't even have bothered to go.
A lot of fighters, you'll be surprised, go in there with injuries. It is what it is.
They all go in with injuries, but he went in with White.
If Riddick Bowe knows it, if Beats knows it, if if we know it, Usyk knows it. Go to his body.
I agree. Look, I want Usyk to win. I am not a fan of Fury. I just know that all the theories thrown out about he's been proving them wrong time and time again. You know, I'm just saying. What happened to the tough fight White was going to give him? I kept hearing that on YouTube.
Let me say this. Was I hoping that White was going to beat the shit out of this man? Oh, yeah, I was hoping, but I didn't pick him. Would I have loved it if he would have beat him?
No, but here's the question.
If he beat him?
Did he do it easier than you thought he would?
Yeah,
Fury beat him. Fury beat him easier than I thought he would. I'm not even going to take that away. I did think it would be a little bit more difficult, but this ain't Dillian White.
This is the best version of Fury you're going to see this year.
Now, if White wins an injury, then
you're going to see it.
There's nothing I could do about that. You know what I mean?
You're going to see it.
Because I hate Fury and ain't shit.
He should have postponed.
I hate Fury and fuck him.
He should have postponed the fight if he was injured.
Let me do this super chat. Fury. Me and Jules, we're not on with no Fury, mate. We just give the props where it is, and then we just leave it there. Shouts out to Alexander Usyk. That will beat his ass. Shouts out to
listen, man. Usyk didn't lose his hair, bro. He chose to cut it off. He only lost his hair. That's all I'm saying. He chose to cut his hair off.
People that are bald have higher testosterone. That's why they go bald.
Let me read the super chat. Let me read the super chat. AJ knocked out Klitschko. Fury outpointed him. Usyk outpointed the man who KO'd Klitschko twice. Fury never beat Klitschko twice. That way, Usyk is the GOAT, in his opinion.
What? Okay. He didn't have to be in it twice because the first time was so convincing that there was no need for a rematch. I mean, that's number one, in my opinion. I get that he pulled out. I get that he pulled out of the fight, and I criticize him for that. Look, I'm not a Fury fan. Okay, I hope Usyk wins, but I'm not going to bet with my heart here or emotion. Like I can't go against Fury. I'm sorry. I think he's definitely the favorite in this fight.
Fury ain't shit these styles in your
heart. Icons. Who wins? Sporting icons. Who wins?
Yeah.
To be honest, I really don't care. And the reason why I say that, okay. Now, I was on a podcast. Was it with you, Jules, that said that if Usyk beats Joshua again, we're going to head into a Klitschko Part 2 era.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're in. And boxing's dying because Tyson Fury's there. That's why.
You're right. Honestly, you are right.
Yeah.
The heavyweight division is not as exciting now that Fury's fucked it all up. We have Wilder to thank for that. With AJ, one thing I've always appreciated about AJ, who I don't think is the greatest heavyweight, far from it, is that he will fight the fights. Irrespective of why, he will fight the fights. With Fury, we get a dog and pony show. We didn't need 3 Wilder fights. I'm sorry. I don't think that was an epic trilogy. I thought it was senseless. When Ali fought Ken Norton, there was a reason for that. When Ali fought Joe Frazier, there was a reason for that. When Holyfield fought Bo, there was a reason for that. We did not need 3 Wilder versus Fury fights. 2, I was okay with because the first one was a draw. So the second one was intended to be the tiebreaker. We didn't need a 3rd fight. You held up undisputed for that bullshit.
I know.
Could I ask something?
Trilogies were rubber matches. None of Fury's.
Go ahead, Beats.
No, all of Ali's trilogies were rubber matches. Like Fury versus Wilder wasn't a rubber match. It was a draw, win, and then he won again. Like the Chisora one was just a 3-0. Ridiculous.
It's insane.
No, but he was forced to do the 3rd Wilder fight, though. Like
Forced?
They forced him.
D-Styles,
the arbitration. He lost the arbitration.
You know that shit wasn't real, right? D-Styles, you know that shit wasn't real, right? All of that? Like, you know that shit wasn't real. They were always going to fight.
Always.
They were always going to do that fight. They were.
Always.
I mean, I'm just going by Carpenter's news stories. That's all I'm going by.
Yeah, he's a bamboozler.
And that's a big part of the reason I don't like, bro. You don't want to. That's why he's having this adverse reaction to this little Ukrainian with this messed up mustache, because there's no angle you could use. He doesn't care what you're saying, and most of what you're saying, he doesn't understand it anyway. You can't accuse him of this. You can't accuse him of that. You are in a fight situation. It's just a fight. It's not the AJ shit. It's not the big dosser, big heavyweight, big muscle man. You can't say none of that dumb shit that you be saying. You just got to fight him. And you don't know about this guy because he's a retard like me. He's a Capricorn. He's going to fuck him up. He's going to fuck him up, babe. He's going to fuck him up.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, go ahead.
If the Fury Usyk fight happens and the Fury wins, who thinks that Fury's going to fight Joe Joyce? Because I don't.
I do.
No, he's already said he's not from my era. We're not even in the same era.
He said that about Joyce?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. He said the same thing about Usyk. He said the same exact thing about Usyk. And Usyk, both of those guys are older than him.
They turned pro after him. So what the fuck is he talking about?
They're older than him. Yeah, but there's many a contradiction. But Beeb knows about his guy. Deep down, Beeb knows.
Oh yeah, he's a bullshit artist. We can't deny that. Come on.
You know this. We've got a super chat in the building. Another one from Arlette. Shouts out to you, Arlette, my girl. What up? Shouts out to Arlette for dropping that quarter of a dab on your girl. She said, here comes some cheek. Is there some cheek coming? Why is that Fury fanboy coming in like Fury is unbeatable? Laughing.
I should have worn my Fury t-shirt today.
It's weird. People trashing. Let me read it. It's weird. People are trashing AJ's win over Vlad, but Fury's win is impressive 17 months earlier. Exactly.
Fury, listen, AJ electrified a fucking nation when he fought Vlad. You know what Fury did? He made people stop watching boxing.
Went into foreign soil. All the odds stacked against him. They tried to jack the ring up. They tried to jack the ring up so Fury's feet would sink into the canvas. They
Watford motherfuckers.
And he still won.
Watford motherfuckers. The Watford Giant.
Watford family. You know what I mean? The Watford Giant. Well, all right. Well, let's get it off of that idiot, that imbecile. We're talking about disappointments. All right, let's talk about fights that didn't happen. That after today, I did say I can't be spending any time talking about it. Spence Crawford.
That's one.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Go ahead. Let's start with D-Style. Go ahead, D.
I mean, look, I maybe I shouldn't have, but I was actually very optimistic that this fight was going to happen this time. Crawford wasn't with Top Rank anymore. There was no more Bob Arum excuse. You could have definitely made a deal at this point. And look, I get that Crawford is asking for transparency. I don't know what the big deal is. Just give it to him. Let's go. You know what I mean? But I honestly thought the fight was going to happen. And when Don Rafael said it was all but done, that's a trap word, a phrase. I shouldn't have believed it, but I did. And I was let down. I can't believe that the two best welterweights of this era have not fought each other. It is a travesty. This is one of the biggest problems with the sport. And quite frankly, throughout this whole time, I've always said, I continue to say this, Spence doesn't want to fight. I just have this feeling he doesn't want to fight Terrence Crawford. He knows it's different. Okay, all the reasons they give about Crawford, he's made concessions for other fighters, right? Crawford had to wait. He told Crawford, "Well, get a belt first." That's the first thing he told him. He didn't tell Mikey Garcia, who also called him out to get a belt. He quickly made a fight with him. You know what I mean? They didn't have a problem paying Mikey Garcia and conceding to his demands, but when it comes to Crawford, they were being a little more difficult. And I like to analyze energies in people, and his energy towards Crawford is just different. I mean, these two guys, stood side by side. Crawford grabbed his belly, called him fat. He just let him do it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Crawford called him out in person, in his face, and he looked at him and he said, "Well, I'm going to take care of my side of the street first." Well, he didn't say that about anybody else you fought. All right. And I always go back to the Mikey Garcia example. Mikey didn't have a belt. He wasn't a titleist or any of that. So it is what it is. They could have definitely made this fight a long time ago. Should have been done. And I thought last year was a year to make it. If it doesn't happen this year, the fight is so big that I'm going to give it one more fucking chance. But if it doesn't happen this year, I'm done. I'm done talking about this fight forever or wishing for it. And if they don't fight each other, it's time to give Virgil Ortiz and Boots their title shot. Okay, this division has these young guns just waiting in the wings, and we have boxing fans saying, "Well, they can't beat Spence and Crawford anyway." What the fuck is that to you? Like, okay, we have two young lions. Give them the fucking shot. That's it. And I don't want to hear anybody talk about, Virgil and Boots should fight each other. So the young lions should tear each other apart while the two champions on top don't fight each other and fight guys like Thurman and Avanesian. I don't fucking think so, right? Either fight each other or give those guys their shot, just like that.
Blood clot mic drop in the building. I said it better than myself. Who wants to go next?
Yeah,
I'll go next. I'll go next.
Everyone.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, AJ.
Me, I'm with D-Style on this. I was very optimistic last year about the fight when it was announced for November 19th. Got excited. Then more bullshit got in the way. Found out that they're not being transparent with Crawford, and I'm like, here we go again. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's just like just this again, and it's like, because me, I got no horse in the race. I mean, I'm not from Omaha. I'm not from Texas. But from what I can see, it's the PBC and Spence who have been stalling this fight. And from what I can see, they never wanted it. They never wanted it because Crawford has always been a spoiler in their plans. Always. They probably never expected him to get this far and to keep winning. And as long as he has that belt, he's a clear and obvious threat to Spence. We all know this. And I don't know who you guys are picking to win the fight, but I got Crawford knocking his ass the fuck out if they do. And the PBC is very aware of this. So they're going to try to put distance and stall this fight as long as they can. And I'm with D-Style. I wish I could give it another year, but I'm pretty much done. And Julius's foresight, like he's been saying for years, it hasn't happened. The fight won't happen. And it was noticeable in 2020 because, well, not noticeable. It's just something he's been saying about Danny Garcia. When you said, Jules, remember you said that was a tune-up fight? And that's exactly what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
And honestly, I got an opinion about it. It's like, okay, so since his car wreck, he's been fighting guys that I think are not. Oh God. The first where he flipped the Ferrari, that one. Since he's had two fights since then, he's breaking down the retina injury, the inactivity, and I think he's been fighting guys who have been taking it easy on him. I think so. I'm not saying these fights were fixed by any means, but you got to wonder about those performances if you see those fights from Danny, how he waited to the last 30 seconds to start throwing punches. From Ugas, how he hurt Spence visibly by my count 3 times and didn't follow up. How he's standing there showing up in a high guard while taking punishment. That's not normally how he fights, from my knowledge. He usually moves. So, and we know Crawford's not going to play with that boy if he gets in there. Like, he's going to take the years of frustration and the power of Omaha, Nebraska to knock this dude into next year. And the PBC knows this. And just the last thing, I'm with D-Style. Like, if they don't fight each other, they need to start fighting the mandatories. But Spencer's not going to fight Boots or Virgil. I know that much. What's going to happen when Boots wins his next fight against Karen Page? He's going to move up. He's going to be elevated to interim champ. And then the winner of the Stanionis Ortiz fight, I think it's going to be Virgil. I think he'll win. And if it is, he's going to unify with Crawford. Or try. That's probably what's going to happen. Then Spence will just move up to 154, whether or not he beats Thurman. Don't really care who wins that fight because I don't. They both annoy me. So whatever, it is what it is.
I'm just thinking that it's just probably the best that Spence does what he does with Thurman. He hopefully vacates his belts, moves up to 154, and lets Bud just continue his run by unifying the division.
Exactly.
That way. Because while Spence is in that division, he's just basically holding those 3 belts as hostage. There's no strap season. There's none. He wants every strap except for the WBOs, and we can clearly see that. So there's no point of saying it's strap season if you just -1 though. So let him do his rubbish fight with Thurman, move up, and then maybe we'll see Bud absolutely be able to be 2-time undisputed. Who wants to go?
Sorry, Chandler, just one last thing. Sorry. Just one thing I'm also nervous about. Like, if Boots gets elevated, I'm afraid that he won't unify. I just got to feel. I don't because he's going to be on the Showtime with PBC, whatever. They're gonna hold the belt hostage. I mean, I'm very fearful of him not unifying with nobody.
Those guys are incentivized to not take tough fights, and that's the difference. That's the difference between Virgil and Boots. I love Boots, but Virgil's fighting guys like Kavaluskas. He's fighting, fought Hooker. He's getting ready to fight Stanionis.
Way better competition. Way better.
Boots, as much as I love the guy, I mean, when you're over on that side of the street, you're incentivized to not have to take the tough fights. He's making like $500,000 a fight. He's making $500,000 a fight, fighting twice a year. He's making $1 million a year, and he's not breaking a sweat. So, if he's in cruise control right now, like, he's getting that much money, he's not incentivized to take any challenges. And I mean, he wants a Spence fight, but what if the Spence fight doesn't materialize? What are they going to do? They're just going to keep having him fight guys like they've been having him fight? No one cares about that.
Yeah, look, incentivizing fighters before they prove anything is a problem in boxing, but it's like on overload right now on PBC.
With PBC, it's
like another level. Like it's like they have no, like Jamal. Everybody wondered, well, why doesn't Jamal fight? Like Jamal is getting paid very good to fight nobody. That's just the truth.
That's another
same thing with Tank. Look at the guarantees Tank gets for the amount of for the guys he's fighting. These guys are getting paid very, very well.
Can I just get Sporting Icon's point of view on the Spence thing and Beats as well before we go on to slewing Jamal Charlo?
Well,
go ahead, Sporting.
I think one of the best things that I've noticed about 2022 is that I've kind of realized that we give way too much airtime to fights that ain't happening. And we haven't really been concentrating and appreciating the fights that we have had. I think 2022 has been brilliant. If Spence Crawford don't want to fight each other, fuck them. If a Fury Joshua don't want to fight each other, fuck them.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we all know what the real issue is. It's the PBC. Either they can't afford it or they're afraid. We know that the PBC, maybe this time next year, it won't even exist. We don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it looks like it's going down like the Titanic, mate. Beats?
Well, the fight's dead, really. The fight's dead. And the time it's taken up in negotiations and stuff, it's got guys like Virgil Ortiz and Boots on one fight a year. And they haven't even fought for titles yet. And they're fighting so infrequently. It's killing boxing, all this crap, man. It's killing it. You haven't fought for one sanctioning belt and you're already fighting once, twice a year waiting for your shot? Come on, man. Not healthy.
And what's your time limit that you're giving the Spence Crawford? Have you given up
No,
now?
it's done. That's over. That's over, man. That one's over.
Do you think it's not going to happen at all then?
No. That's done. That's done. Look, Spence don't want to get knocked out by Crawford. Want to get knocked out?
I know. Do you not think that if Spence goes up to 154 and at some point when Crawford follows him, he's going to back him up against the wall and be able to still have to fight him at 154 at some point?
Look, the PBC fighters make up their mind that they're not going to fight, and they don't fight. They'll always find a way out.
Yeah, that's true. There's always a little finesse to do. Curtie, what do you say about Spence and Crawford? They're going to fight or not going to fight? You giving up? Don't care?
Man, no, I don't really care. I mean, because it's at the point where a lot of these fights that didn't happen, we've saw it. We've seen Keith Thurman and Spence. That didn't happen. You know, and Errol chased him supposedly, but then when someone started chasing him, it was all types of other excuses. So, yeah, I mean, look, if Spence doesn't fight Crawford has done exactly what Usyk has done. He has unified a whole division. He's not really concerned. You know, when you're able to do those type of things, you don't really have that type of mindset. Errol Spence is with PBC with Al Heyman. Al Heyman just got exposed by Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner said, "Man, that you lucky if you get that shit from those incentives 6 months to a year. What kind of shit is that?" So you don't know. I mean, he pays them certain type of salaries just to shut them up because he hasn't paid them what he owes them. And, you know, that was what was exposed. So all these guys talking about, oh, they're making so much money. I don't really know how much money they're really making. You know, look at Jamal. Why did Jamal's wife or girlfriend or significant other, whatever the fuck she is, why did she say he's broke and he couldn't even afford his house and shit like that? Those chicks are getting fed up. And you know, when the woman ain't fine, you ain't fine. Everybody knows that. Shit, happy wife, happy life. Well, shit, they ain't happy if she's going on social media and saying, oh, well, he ain't fighting, he ain't getting no fights and this, that. Do you guys remember that shit?
I remember that shit.
Yep. So I mean, and then you got fucking Mr. Whistleblower Fred from Barbershop Conversation saying how broke it is over there and how everyone pitched in and took Floyd's money to pay fucking Canelo, robbed Peter to pay Paul type shit. And then, you know, and then no one had the money to do certain things. And you got Logan Paul saying he ain't got paid the money that he needed. And, you know, that's not a good look.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
That's not a good look. So if you only have a certain budget there and then you're throwing everything on pay-per-view, they can't be getting that many guarantees on top of Terrence Crawford not even getting a guarantee. Come on, man. You know, coming from ESPN, you know, Bob, he might be cheap as shit, but he knows business. He knows you got to give the fighter the guarantee because he signed the contract to ensure that he has a guarantee. So if you're not getting a guarantee and you're promising all this money, people got fire sticks and shit. You know, people ain't paying for that shit if they don't have to. Let's just be real. They ain't paying for that. They're going to say, man, I got this shit on fire stick, man. Come on over, man. Bring your pizzas and your booze and your weed and your shit. Come on, man.
Look, what happened here is that Al Heyman just hustled a bunch of networks and investors. They made a bunch of money. He gets a cut out of all those fighters, and he's going to milk it for as long as he can. I mean, that's basically what it is. It wasn't. He never had an intention to bring, you know. And I was on board at first because it was free. Finally, boxing was on network TV. They did start hot. You know, they gave us Sturman Porter, you know, on free TV, or I think it was Sturman Garcia, or both. I don't remember which one it was, or I think it was both. But they started hot, and then what started happening? They started giving us trash fights. They started putting Lara against like some nobody on Fox, like if anybody would give a shit. Okay, they were putting Kata Plant against Truax on Fox TV. Millions of potential viewers, and that's what you're giving boxing fans or people. Like I'm just saying.
Now, can I just say stuff, right? When they put Lara in with Spike O'Sullivan, I was like, oh my Lord.
Hey, that was a matter.
But what I want people to understand is like they're putting these fights after college football games where we're going to have millions of potential viewers, and you give them this crap. I mean, this is stupid. But Al Heyman doesn't care because he's going to get his cut from those fighters, and that's it. I mean, they just did a hustle. Like he was doing this shit with other people's money. It's not Al Heyman's money. So that's why
Right.
it was just making it rain. That's what it was. And then these fighters, like they're surprised and shocked now that they're not making what they used to make. And it's going to be a real reality check if Fox, which I believe is going to stop at least with PBC, they're going to stop in the boxing game. If Showtime says it's a wrap, where are these fighters going to go? Like, let's say they do go. Like, maybe there will be options for other promotions to sign them, but a lot of them might retire, bro. You think they're going to take pay cuts after the money that they've been given, like to fight nobodies on PBC? Because Bob Arum ain't going to pay no dude like $1 million to fight a nobody. It ain't going to happen.
Nobody is.
And even though Broner left, right, you can see the mentality he left with because of what he was used to at the PBC. Here he said, "Oh yeah, man, BOK Prime are gonna let me fight anyone and give me millions." Like that's great. That's great. But that's the mentality.
I just wanted to say that Spencer Crawford was always dead. That's why I'm not disappointed, because I never thought it was going to happen. All this stuff about sides of the street, they wanted the fans to believe that narrative while they made a guy who was they made a fight with a guy who was on the same side of the street as Crawford, Tyson Fury. So, I mean, seriously, like it's a tired conversation. It's not, to me, it's not even worth talking about it anymore, even though because we talk about the news, we kind of have to sometimes, but that fight was never going to happen. And the real letdown, like I said, at least for me this year, was Stephen Fulton, because that's going to be the next one. Whatever he knew he goes on to do, there's going to be a marginal group of individuals that are going to belittle it because of Stephen Fulton. That's what that's going to turn into, that if he does unify at 122, if he does become undisputed at 122, there's going to be this move to make it seem like, oh, yeah, he didn't fight Fulton. So, bro, Fulton's the one who chose to leave. And it'll just start over with two different fighters, and it'll be the same nonsense. Like I've been saying, Spence doesn't want that fight. I think it was D Styles who said it best. He doesn't want that fight. He never wanted that fight. You put up all these obstacles and barriers and requisites for Crawford that you didn't put up for Mikey Garcia, who proved nothing as a welterweight. He never even fought as a welterweight. But you were okay fighting him. What strap season was it with him? So I don't even want to argue about this fight anymore, because it's like, bro, isn't it obvious to everybody this was never going to happen? It's not going to happen. What will happen this year, maybe Spence goes to 54 and he fights Fundora, who just fought Ocampo, who's a common opponent between them. I don't think that's an accident. I think that's what they're setting up. Spence versus Fundora for the WBC title. After Jermel, he leaves, he moves up, and then they do it that way, and that's what it's going to be. Like the Crawford, it's not going to happen. Like it's trust me, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, look, and here's to kind of solidify this point that Ray IQ just made. I mean, I just want everybody to put things in perspective and think about this, okay? Saul Canelo Alvarez is by far, on this side of the globe at least, the biggest name in boxing, by far. Like, second place is over there. You know what I mean? You look at a top 10 highest paid athletes of the year, you got Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, whatever. Canelo's like there, like 7 or some shit. Like, he's there, right? They were giving Canelo hell because he was offering their fighter $10 million. Plant, here's $10 million. You want to fight me on the zone? No, you got to come over here. Work with us. And then you had the fan base, the PBC fanboys on here. Like, oh, if Canelo doesn't agree to a multi-fight deal, oh, he's ducking Plant. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
And, bro, these guys, the same people that picked Plant. Oh, now Plant. It's like, we can, that's why I don't want to argue with them, because there's no rationale. Like, one, these are not adults that I'm talking to. Two, these are not honest people that I'm talking to, because if we're going to be honest, a lot of you guys picked Caleb to beat him. Leonard Ellerby picked fucking Caleb to beat him. So that when he beats him, oh, yeah, he doesn't want to fight no challenge. Bro, you just said that Caleb was going to beat him. You literally said that, and I got screenshots of people that picked Caleb to beat him, so that after the fact, oh, when Canelo knocks his ass out, like I said he was going to knock his ass out, you could flip the script. And now what? We're going to turn on Crawford, who's arguably the most accomplished American fighter in boxing right now. We're going to turn on. It's Crawford's fault. It's ridiculous, bro. Look, I was just talking to Mr. IOTBA. Shout out to him, right? But he's another guy who's very high on Spence, and he tried to do the thing where, oh yeah, we're going to negate the fact that Crawford is a 3-division, 2-time lineal, two-time Ring Magazine, former undisputed, current reigning, successful WBO champion that has defended his titles several times and is more active than Errol Spence Jr. And I'm supposed to play this game with you where Errol is on his level? No, he's not. He's not on anyone's level. Not Inoue, not Crawford, not Usyk, not Fury. He's not on Jermel's level. Jermel is undisputed. Is Errol? No. So what the fuck are we talking about?
But here's the point I wanted to hammer home. Canelo had 3 of the belts. He's obviously the bigger draw. He had the money. He had everything, right? And he still played hardball with him. Okay, Plant's a nobody compared to Canelo, right? But I'm expected to believe that they're being fair to Crawford when they're negotiating a Spence fight. I'm expected to believe that they're honest actors when it comes to try to make that fight. No, I just don't believe that. All right.
They were not negotiating in good faith. And I got sent text messages by a very good source months ago that they're trying to give Crawford a bad deal. Fast forward a couple of weeks. That's what the story became. You're trying to offer this guy a deal with no guarantee, basically the Kovalev deal ahead of the second Ward fight. That's the deal you're trying to give an unbeaten 3-division, 2-time lineal, 2-time Ring Magazine, like really, fam?
And he still signed anyway. He agreed to that.
Like, it's ridiculous.
What was the transparency?
Yeah, the transparency, yeah. But he still agreed.
They wouldn't give him that.
He still agreed, but yeah, he just wanted that. And they couldn't
give him that. Fight's not going to happen, man. Like,
they didn't want the fight. Of course they didn't. They gave Canelo the transparency.
Bang! Thank you. And I said this because we know that in the YouTube boxing community, there's a lot of tribalism. And I've maintained for 3 years that the only bigots that I see is Showtime. How do I know? You had money for Munguia, right? Oh, you had money for Canelo, right? But when it's Bud, oh no, we ain't got no money. We can't give you a guarantee.
Even Ugas, like what Ivo said, had a guarantee. What the fuck? With Errol Spence.
Ugas could get a guarantee. Mikey Garcia could get a guarantee.
Sean Porter,
Y'all can find money. Y'all can find money to offer a Golden Boy Promotions fighter on the premise of his Mexican fan base. But when it's Crawford, you have no money.
Well, not only that.
You know what's sad though? What's sad is when people try to defend that shit, and then you try to downplay what Crawford's marketability is. Like you were talking about IOTBA, and I'm like, yo, bro, you do fucking understand that Terrence Crawford had a guarantee. Well, he ain't scored nothing. He ain't marketable. He ain't this. I'm like, dude, are you talking like a fucking promoter? Or are you talking like a fan? Did you talking like somebody that works for fucking Showtime or something?
Kirk, here's the thing. This is what's insane, which is why I don't even want to argue about this fight no more. Crawford on ESPN, opposite the ring, Sean Porter, sold approximately 135,000 pay-per-view buys. What did Keith sell with Barrios?
37,000 to 39,000.
Exactly. But we're going to shit on Bud and say, oh, Bud's not marketable, but Keith is? Keith is marketable.
Here's what I'm finding right now. So Garcia and Spence, they split 50-50. They made $3 million each, guaranteed, right? But I have to hear, Crawford's got to take 30%, not 35%, because Spence is the A side, and all this hard talk that he's the A side, and Crawford needs to bend the knee and just to whatever Spence says and PPC says, and just like they were doing this shit to Canelo, bro. This shit's crazy.
I said that if Crawford, I said it last year. If Crawford decided to retire, I would not blame him, and he would retire as a fighter who goes in the Hall. How do I know? He's a 3-division, 2-time lineal, 2-time Ring Magazine. His ticket is already punched. He can retire now. What people don't realize is, Crawford has a better resume than Andre Ward, as strange as that might sound. Yeah, he is a more accomplished fighter.
I did the resume breakdown. It's not. It's like
if Ward got in. Ward is a first ballot Hall of Famer. So I know that Crawford gets in. But if Errol retired right now, you don't get in the Hall.
Nope.
No.
Name one fighter in Crawford's status that never got a guaranteed when he fought. Like, this is unheard of.
It's unheard of.
A fight of this magnitude with no guarantee. When has it ever happened?
Well, that's because they spent 4 years killing the fight. They spent 4 years telling their consumer base that Errol is the shit and they don't need Bud. Literally, Richard Schaefer was quoted as saying, I see more people asking for a Mikey Garcia fight. He literally said that. when the fight was at the height of its popularity, he said that. And I'm like, yo, these guys will say anything at this point. Well, the minute that Fox showed all the champions at welterweight, except Crawford, it's like, bro, isn't it obvious they've been trying to kill this fight? They've been assassinating his character. They've been diminishing his accomplishments because everything they've done in the last 4 years is not what you do to build a fight. You killed the fight.
I mean, Jules, they included like Manny when he had the Reggie belt. They included that in the display.
No, they included Ugas, bro, when he had the Reggie, because Manny didn't even have it yet.
Remember when they said, "Oh, we don't recognize the WBO belt anymore"? Yeah, because Terrence Crawford has it. That's why.
But turn around and make Stephen Fulton versus Angelo Leo for what?
Exactly.
WBO, not the WBA.
And Brian Castano fought Patrick Teixeira for what? The WBO.
Exactly.
And Brian and Charlo's unification match with Brian Castano was for the final belt, which was the WBO.
I mean, but you know what it is? Like everybody making all these excuses, like coming up with try to play manager or promoter. Like deep down, they're afraid because they don't want this fight, because if it happens, they're terrified Errol's going to lose.
They're too invested, bro. If Errol loses that fight, the last 4 years of their lives will become the last 4 years of their lives, and everything that they've been doing on their channels and their platforms will automatically be a waste, because that's what happened with Wilder. He talked all that extra shit, all that fucking shit, so he gets fucking ass beat. Thankfully, you probably made some money off Glovegate, because I know I did. I made money, debunking it. But still, I made a lot of fucking money off them videos, man.
It was good comedy. You have to admit that the comedy was.
It was great. It was fantastic. But in a nutshell, neither Errol or his fans want that fight because
your mic is a bit low. Can you boost up your mic little bit?
It's still low.
It's a bit.
You good?
If Errol loses that fight, bro, it'll be a nightmare for those guys, man. It'll be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Now we got Glovegate 2 or 3.0 with the aviation shit.
Hang on, Beats. Let Beats chime in for. I could hear you trying to cut through the cut.
Look. When Wilder went for the zone deal, that's when we first heard betting on yourself. What is that exactly? They've offered you 120 million, and you step away and say you're betting on yourself. That's when you knew the PBC was some bullshit.
Evander Holyfield was betting on himself. That's what betting on yourself is. He knew, if I got to take low money to get Mike in the ring, I'm going to take it because I know I can beat him. That's betting on yourself. Walking away from $120 million, how is that betting on yourself?
It's actually betting against yourself.
Right.
Like how?
And then telling Fury that they were going to pay me more to fight AJ than you after. I mean, like, really gave the game up. PBC is some bullcrap, man. Listen, if American boxing has to go through 2 more years of the PBC, it's going to be flat on its ass by 20.
I'm hoping they go out of business, and I hate saying that, but I just hope they go out of business.
So do I. I was just about to say that.
Because the Floyd did with Oscar, that's betting on yourself. Take the low money, make the sacrifices because you believe in your boxing. That's betting on yourself. Well, what Evander did,
Devin Hayes is betting on yourself.
Exactly. Devin bet on himself. He didn't like Australia 2 times, whatever, bro. Australia, America, I fucking beat this guy. I know I beat this guy. You know what I mean? That's betting on yourself. Well, Wilder did, like, come on, and they really try to elevate this dude to some kind of like boxing Hall of Famer. Like, are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Can I just before we go on to the next topic, let's just let D-Star shout out because he's got to go, so I want him to shout out his channel. D-Star, thank you so much for coming through, mi hermano. Muy apreciado.
Muchas gracias por tenerme aquí. Look, thank you to everybody. Shout out to the panel. Subscribe to my channel, D-Style Boxing. That's the name of the channel. Follow me on Twitter as well. I am on Twitter, D-Style Boxing. I do interact on there. So thank you to everybody, and I'm out.
Later, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So the other topic that I wanted to bring it to was Anthony Joshua. Now, we're having a lot of problems with AJ. It feels like Groundhog Day, a little minute here. Going again around the US, picking up trainers. Is he going to use this one? Is he going to, like, what? For me, I just think AJ, for some reason, I'm a big AJ supporter. but there's parts of me I'm just like, I don't see the same AJ anymore. I tried to hang on to that there was. I don't know if it's the money, but I don't know if it's the fire in his belly is slightly gone. And I think the way that he's going about things, like trying to pick at different trainers at the age of 33, he's not the oldest, but he's not the youngest, is going to be quite detrimental to his career. I do see him picking up another belt at heavyweight. I don't know if he unifies. I don't know if they get fragmented. I have no doubt that AJ beats a lot of that lower echelon. It's not no upper echelon after the top four. It's the lower tier guys. So maybe he does, but chime in, Julius. That's where I just wanted to kickstart the conversation. You guys piggyback off of that.
No, I mean, he needs to do what his predecessor, Lennox, did. Lennox, when he enlisted the aid of Emmanuel Stewart, he went all in. So is it the worst thing in the world that he's shopping around for a new trainer? No, it's not the worst thing in the world. But with Robert Garcia, if that's the situation, that you're basically training in a bubble, you're having these guys come to you, you're not going to change doing that. You got to leave your comfort zone. You come to America, and I said it. Come to America, yo. Get some ass out here, eat some food from a food truck, get in a couple of fist fights at the bar. Come out here, bro. Do your thing. And he'll pull a lot of broads out here. He's fucking AJ, for God's sake. And cut the bullshit. I personally think Derek James wouldn't be a bad fit. It wouldn't be my first choice either, but I don't think Derek James would be a bad fit. He's got a couple of kids. They are doing well. Frank Martin is doing well. Jermel is doing well. Errol, relatively speaking, he is doing well. Derek wouldn't be a bad choice, but the main thing is you can't look for the trainer to fill a void that is in you. And if you're still traumatized from the Ruiz fight, which is what a lot of people feel, that that you don't commit to your punches the same way you used to before that fight, well, the trainer isn't going to change that. You have to change that. Lennox went through his shit. I remember when people used to call Lennox chinny in America. I remember that after the McCall fight. And after the Rockman fight, they were like, oh, there it is again. He's chinny. What he did in the next fight the same year, he knocked that motherfucker's block off. You know what I mean? So I think AJ has it in him to get over this. But, that's just what I think. Ultimately, I don't know. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world that he's looking for a trainer. But it's like he seems so indecisive. It's like, bro, make a decision and go, bro. Just make a decision and go.
Yeah, I agree. He needs to relocate to look what so we've got Ramla Ali, she's out there. We've got Joshua Boazzi, we've got Callum Smith, we've got Dillian White. I mean, what's holding up AJ just to make that fucking move? Beats as a fellow Londonian and Sporting Icons as a fellow Londonian and Newcastleian as well.
You come in also?
No. Never. I love you. Never. Yeah. What do you think with the AJ train?
Go on, Beats.
Oh boy, it's hard to say, man. Look, he's gonna do what I'm looking to the fights. Well, he's gonna fight Dillian next. It looks like so. He's just got to get. It's like you train how you train. You train who you train. He's got to get his confidence back, get some knockouts, and we'll see how it goes. He's doing it his style. He's going to go through a whole load of trainers and a whole load of gyms, and the ring results will determine failure and success. But I think there's a good chance we might have seen the best of him. Who knows? Well, maybe not. But
do you see him as becoming a champ again?
Well, it's the hunger, isn't it? It's the hunger. Like the hunger is gonna define it for AJ more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how hungry can he be really? Like he's got loads of money, man. Like, and it's hard to motivate when you have that type of. And you see what it is. He does a lot of clicking on that phone doing business every day, right? It's not just boxing for AJ. He can say, "Yeah, I'm focused on boxing." No, you're not. You're on that phone. Yeah, what about this Hugo Boss deal and this deal here and that deal? That's what he's doing. Right?
Bro, he was talking about acting, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sony offered him a record deal. Oh,
A record
You
deal.
got to be focused like a savage.
Oh, it was after that rap he did, huh?
yeah, they yeah. I reported it. Obviously, Julius doesn't watch my reports, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, Jules.
He was flowing though. I said, shit, I'm about
Don't
to-
watch them.
The
because I
biggest thing
think
that's
it's
in
your
AJ's
report.
favor, the biggest thing in his favor is his athleticism.
Yeah.
So he could always produce good performances if he's focused in. But we'll see. I want to see the Dillian fight, man. I want to see he'll win that, but I want to see how he looks.
I want to see Hrgovic before Dillian, because if he beats Dillian again, it sends the wrong message that, oh, let me go fight a guy that I beat already because, I'm not sure. But if you could go in there, and I think he can beat Hrgovic. Hrgovic is not that good.
Oh, yeah.
I think you can knock him out. And if you knock out Hrgovic, you establish that, listen, I'm better than Hrgovic, obviously, because I just beat him. But I'm also better than Zhang. Why? Because he couldn't knock him out. I did. Before that, I want Hrgovic. And before Hrgovic, I would want Valine, because I firmly believe he can knock out Valine. In fact, I think he beats 90% of the division. He's that good. You're going to need a Jalalov to beat him. Even now, you're going to need a Jalalov or somebody like that. Makhmudov, all he has is a 1-2. That's it. Beyond a 1-2, no left hook, no uppercut. Just 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 all fucking day. All day. So, look, they wrote off Vlad, and I remember all of that, man. When he lost to Corey, they wrote him, oh, he ain't shit, man. He ain't never going to be shit. And look what he did. They wrote off Lennox after McCall, fucking Brit. He don't know what the fuck he doing. He's chinny. I remember all of that, but look what he did. You know what I mean? Look what he did. So he's not too old to turn it around. But it's when he talks about movies and shit that I get nervous. I'm like, movies, bro? What's on your mind? You a fighter. You thinking about leaving boxing? You over here talking about movies and shit.
Yeah, he did say he'd stay until he's about 37. He did reiterate that. So I do believe, but God. Beep.
Yeah, I never understood the whole Robert Garcia situation. Was he actually a trainer, or was he brought in as an advisor? Because it just seems like, but it just seems like he really wasn't, being the trainer there. He didn't have the trainer role, because it seemed like Fernandez was doing most of the work in the corner. And from what I hear, I don't know how true it is, that, Joshua was kind of like running the camp, and it seemed like there was friction. In other words, I don't know how true this stuff is, because you're hearing, different things from different people. And it appeared to me that Robert Garcia was brought in as just an advisor. Now, is the next guy that's going to be brought in, is he going to be brought in a advisory type position? Or are you going to give him the full role? You're going to give him your full confidence, and you're going to, adapt and abide by his system. And I do think that it would be wise to go over to the United States, get out of your comfort zone. Maybe you need that change of pace. You need something different. If you want to fully have a different look and just adopt a different style, different mindset, then you got to change everything. You just can't bring someone in and think that, okay, this guy's gonna, give me little bits and pieces. You have to go all the way in, not just with little bits and pieces. And it just seems like, to me, he's not willing to go 100% with somebody and put his full trust into a different person. And I think until he does that, there's going to be some issues. So he's got to really make that commitment to buy into someone else's system. And I don't think he did that with Robert Garcia. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, sporting. Thanks for that, B. Sporting. Your opinion.
One of the things I think we can give Tyson Fury credit for is that he doesn't rely on his cornerman. As the fight goes along, Fury can adjust. He can see it himself. He doesn't have to ask his team, my cornerman, what's happening? What round is it? How am I doing? He knows. Joshua relies too much on the information coming out of his corner. He will follow their guideline to the letter. So for Joshua, I want to see Joshua take a couple of, I don't say easy fights, but a couple of tune-up fights like a Luis Ortiz or a Deontay Wilder, like these kind of bums, right? I want to see them like an AJ fight, like these kind of guys. I don't particularly want to be seeing him fight Dillian White for my own personal reasons. I don't really want to be seeing that fight yet, unless it's a meaningful situation on the line, like a mandatory or something like that. Okay, maybe. But I want to see Joshua get in there and knock a couple of fuckers out. That's what I want to see. And if that's going to be Otto Wallin, if that's going to be a Filip Perkovic, great.
Yeah.
Go do that. Then look at maybe going straight after whoever's got the straps.
Yeah.
It's all about Joshua believing in himself rather than believing in his team.
Yeah. That's what it is. It is a bit of a mental one. All right, Pete's already read. Yeah, it's a bit of a mental one. Kurt, AJ, Anthony Joshua, Kurt. Your thoughts and opinions. Hang on. His thing went a bit. I think. Hang on, he's muted. Okay, so he's muted, and his screen's gone a bit thingy. So I think he's put himself in mute. So
I will say that, LadyChann.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not too keen on the whole Derek James thing. I really don't want to be see Joshua being cradled, pissed out of his fucking mind, asking if he wants to be going to Dubai one day or bleaching his hair blonde or that. You know, I'd rather he stayed away from Derek James area, to be honest.
Me too. Does anybody else feel that?
Yes, yes.
Let me ask you a question, LadyChann, and correct me if I'm wrong. Did he not go with Ronnie Shields because Ronnie wanted him to come to America and he couldn't go to the UK? Was that the big reason why he didn't go with Ronnie Shields?
That's what it said. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that was a mistake, or do you think that he would have been better off at Ronnie Shields? Do you think Ronnie Shields would have been a good fit for him? You think he should have at least given him a shot? Or what are your thoughts on that? Because I'm just curious, because I know you talked to Ronnie a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think he should have gave Ronnie a shot, but there was no way that when I've spoken to Ronnie, he's like, there was no way that I was like giving up and just going over to the UK to do that for that period of time. He said I wouldn't have minded. He said to me, I wouldn't have minded doing the majority of camp in my gym, and then for the last maybe 3 weeks going to the UK to finish off for that. AJ wasn't up for that. He said he did recommend Robert Garcia. He said that he, in his opinion, Ronnie thought Robert Garcia would be a decent fit. Now, I don't agree with that. I've never agreed with the Robert Garcia.
I never did either.
Never did. Because Uncle Ronnie's always told me that you do need a heavyweight trainer to train. And, you know, and he's come from doing Evander Holyfield. And, you know, and I was even cool with James Ali Bashir, but I mean, that just fell through. So I don't know if now that Ronnie has got, but I heard Ergovic has left Ronnie Shields. I don't know.
He did. I think he's back at Mundo now.
Oh, okay. So there's no okay. So I think AJ should maybe try Ronnie Shields, but at the end of the day, you're only gonna fit who you absolutely gel with. But as what Ronnie Shields said, they got on like a house on fire. Like they were good. Like they were good.
It seemed like they had a good rapport.
Yeah, it seemed so, but I'm not sure why. Ronnie said I just couldn't keep waiting because AJ was still, you know, saying I'm making a decision, I'm making a decision. And Ronnie just he was like, if I need to go to the UK for this whole camp, I can't do it because, you know, other trainers, they've got like really certified assistants in their gym that they can, you know, Robert Garcia could leave it to, you know, his dad to run the gym and stuff like that. But he's hands-on, and Ronnie's like, I don't do number 2. I have to be head trainer. And that's another thing that AJ was. Yeah.
And it also seemed like Robert was a little bit disappointed that AJ wouldn't come over to the United States either. It seemed like he had a little bit of a buyer's remorse at the end of it all. You know what I mean?
Because the majority of Robert's stable is based out of America, and there's scheduling conflicts. That's what I remember reading, that, you know, he has other guys that have commitments. He mentioned Jose Ramirez returning in March as a part of the problem, that like, he wants AJ to come out to where they at and train over there, which, I don't think that's a bad idea. Like, if you're trying to do something new, you ain't going to do something new doing the same shit. You in a different place in your career, you got to change something. And if he don't, then it ain't going to get better. I'll tell you that. Like, I think right now he could beat a lot of guys, but, you know,
can argue he's still in the top three. I mean, it's
I mean, like
it's not like he's out of the mix. He's not out of the
Yeah.
mix. You can
I don't
make an
think
argument.
Valine and those kind of guys can beat him. Like, I don't like, nah, bro. Like, if we talking about like the Valines and the Hergovics and the like, really, fam, like Zhang gonna beat him. Like, I don't see that, bro. Like,
The Joe Joyce, the Joe Joyce fight. The Joe Joyce fight's 50-50, if you want to be honest. You could even
He doesn't need to be
argue
in America. He needs to go to Don Charles.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay.
Trace Derek Chisora. That's where he needs to go.
Okay.
Go back with Don. Like
I disagree, Beats. I think he needs to come out here. I think he needs to get a little slice of American pussy and chill.
Oh.
I think he needs to do that. I think it'll help him. I think he would
be.
He don't give a shit about that. There's nothing here nothing in America that's going to spin his head that he's probably ain't had. There's no difference.
Well, the pussies here have teeth. I'm just playing.
If he went to Florida, he would never go back if he was in Florida.
Yeah, if he gets
those
entangled
304s
in the
out
back,
here.
we'll never get AJ back.
Although didn't Anthony Joshua, right before the Andy Ruiz Jr. fight, he was in America for a little while. Didn't he catch some kind of STD or something?
I don't know. Did he?
There was something about him being drained for the Andy Ruiz Jr. Fight.
They did. You know what? I did hear that though, that he was sick. But I heard that basically
something.
I heard that Joey DeVaco knocked him out in sparring. That's what I heard. And Serafina, she confirmed it.
I'm gonna be honest. If they fight 10 times, I think Joshua beats him 10 out of 10. I mean, that was just I no disrespect to Andy Ruiz. I just think something was off.
That's what Serafina said, that the reason that she was confident that Jarrell Miller would beat him, this is what she said, and she's obviously not with Anthony Joshua. She said that he had got clipped in sparring by Joey DeVaco, a journeyman from Philadelphia, and, he just wasn't right in that fight. And I'm like, yeah, I could see there's someone right in that fight. So, I mean, but, people, they want to trash him, so it just is what it is. They want to trash him. They want to use that against him. So it just is what it is, What can we do?
I don't mind seeing him be with like a Shane McGuigan or something.
Oh, I'm done with him with any UK. I think he just really needs to be out of his comfort zone. Change cannot be achieved while staying in the comfort zone. It just
send
can't.
him over to Russia or Ukraine or something for like a Mr. Lomachenko.
Nobody want to be over there, bro. It's cold over there. Fuck that shit.
It's
snowing over there.
The weather's crazy over there.
Rocky IV style. Come on.
May not be able to. No, him in Russia, like a Roy Jones Jr. Like, well, no.
Roy wants to train him, but I don't think Roy's a good fit. Roy don't got no championship experience training no fighter. So I love Roy, but
I agree. That's not a good fit. And I know you're not that keen. You're never keen on Ronnie Shields, Jules, as a trainer, are you?
Well, I mean, I look at the results. That's all I'm saying. That the fighters that he acquired, not necessarily fighters that he built up, but fighters that he acquired, because he acquired Lara. And Lara, he wasn't looking good in that time. And a couple of other guys, like the Hergovic fight that we just saw with Zhang, that was under Ronnie. And we saw how he looked with Ronnie. And I noticed that was a little bit consistent. And one thing that I always hear these days is that there are very few trainers, that a lot of gyms, I spoke to Sonny Edwards yesterday on the Spaces, and he said that a lot of gyms, they're like factories, they're like factories. It's not really organic, the relationships between the trainers and the fighters these days. And that's kind of how I felt about Ronnie, still feel about Ronnie, that, well, you got a lot of guys and you're doing a lot of things and you're making money, and I understand that it's a living, but I don't feel that Ronnie would be a good fit for AJ. I think Derek would be a better fit, not the best. I think what AJ's looking for is kind of like a Rocky and Mick kind of situation. You want that guy who's going to give you that kick in the ass and yell at you, and that kind of dichotomy, that relationship. And I mean, there's not a lot of trainers like that, because you didn't come up with this guy, so he's not going to be on that personal level with you to talk to you.
You do realize Don Charles would have been AJ's trainer. It was a choice of either Derek stays in the gym or AJ stays in the gym. But Derek was there first. He should go back with Don.
Yeah, he doesn't. The other thing is, I feel like we're exaggerating what he needs, because people are overly critical of him as a fighter too. He's still a really good fighter.
Get Derek's mentality, Like, I ain't scared to get knocked out, and I want to tear people up with his physical attributes. And no will get that out of him, bro.
Beats. Derek is a Capricorn, bro. You can't. Derek is a Capricorn, bro. I'm trying to tell you, it's just it's different, bro. It's just different, bro. It's different out here, bro.
I just don't think Don Charles is good enough to do AJ.
He is. No, he is. Don is. No, Don is. Don's been on the soul. If you look, he took Derek, right? Derek didn't have no fights. He had a few fights and won the ABAs with Don Charles. He won the British, European, Commonwealth title, right? He made a fortune with Derek. Now, listen, that's a raw talent he took there, and he had a guy in 18 fights, got robbed against Hellenius, who was a top prospect at the time. Don is being undersold. And he always
I just think he needs to change his decorum.
He needs to get with him then. He was that good.
Why
didn't Derek stay with him throughout his whole career? Then maybe he would have won a title.
No, but he has been with him. He's back with him now.
But why didn't he stay with him throughout his whole career? He's never won a title.
Yeah, they had a bust up. People have bust ups, but they've done a lot of good stuff together.
Look, I think AJ needs to get out of his bubble. If it's the way that Robert says it is, and it sounds like it is, it looks like it is, get out of your bubble. Not because America's so special, but because it's not the UK. It's outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it's just outside out of the beats. That's what I mean. Yeah, I just think to doing the UK thing, you know, we saw after who was the one that beat Lennox Lewis?
Oliver McCall.
Oliver McCall.
And you saw him go to Kronk. You know, it's just we see you got to graduate. You got to
graduate. And because there's really good trainers in the UK. It's not even that they're not. There's really good trainers.
Yeah,
but you got no Emmanuel Stewarts out there and no Eddie Futches. You ain't got them guys no more.
I'm not but it's not because. But this is what I mean. It's not specifically because of a trainer. It's because AJ needs something different. He needs something different.
There's so many reports, and there's so many, and that also I had really close source to AJ that was just telling me that AJ for the last 2 training camps doesn't sometimes turn up on time, decides to do what he wants to do when he wants to do it, and he pretty much runs the sessions.
Yeah,
and you've got to be told what to do. You can't be telling your trainer what you want to do and when you want to do it. It doesn't go like that because you're too comfortable in your zone, and everything just their paycheck, so they just all don't say anything. And then this is what happens. Things like this happen.
It's not. Beats. It's not going to be the same thing. You know why? Because it's like when you have workout equipment at home and when you go to the gym. When you go to the gym, you focus on working out because that's why you're there. The entire decorum is different than being in your house and picking up a couple of barbells. There's a million things that could distract you. But when you physically go to a gym, you know why you're there. So if you leave the UK and you come to America, you know why you're here.
Yeah. You know why you're here. We've got a phone call. We've got Arlette on the phone in the Buddhism. What up, Arlette? Arlette?
Hey, and how you doing?
I'm good, girl. What's up? I knew you'd
I just want to say happy birthday. Happy birthday, Paul, and all my fellow Capricorn.
Happy birthday, Paul. I didn't know it was his birthday. But go ahead, Arlette. What would you like to say?
Okay, and salute to all the Capricorns out there. Julius, myself, which is next Monday, January 9th. What icons, I love you. Julius.
Hey, much love.
All of them. Oh my God, this is like an all-star lineup. Kurt,
guys on.
AJ. Anyway, I'm a big fan of AJ, so I'm just sitting back, just listening to your show. But whoever says that AJ should go to Miami or whatever to go to America, I don't know about that.
It'll toughen him up. It'll toughen him up because he won't be treated like a celebrity here. In the UK, everybody know that man. Everybody know that man. In America, he just gonna be another guy, which is what he needs. Stop being a celebrity and be a boxer.
But Julius, my fellow Harlemite, because I'm from Harlem too.
I can hear it.
the thing about that is that when AJ was here for the Ruiz fight, when he fought Ruiz here in New York, the woman out there knew who he was. For some reason, AJ is very popular with females wherever he goes. He's like he is. I mean, like I have a site that I go to called Lipstick Alley. Basically, a groupie site. Not to say I'm a groupie, but I'm just saying. And and AJ is like the most top boxer there. I mean, a lot, and that's an American site. A lot of women know who AJ is. I don't know. I don't think maybe, but I don't think that's a good idea. I think he could get comfortable here. I heard he was playing basketball at Rutgers.
Yeah, I heard that. Not at the Rutgers. I heard he was at West 4th. He was
there too. But I'm just saying. I mean, it seems like a guy like him. He anywhere he goes is gonna have problems if he's not 100% focused. That's all I'm.
Do you see him winning a belt again, Arlette?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think he can beat. You know what? I'd rather just keep my thoughts to myself because I don't want to offend anyone. But I think he can beat Fury.
That's not upsetting. Right?
No,
you can say whatever thought
it's
you
your
want.
opinion. You can voice your opinion.
She's a Capricorn. She's more important than everybody because she's a Capricorn, and it's as simple as that.
Styles make fights, right?
And I'm pretty sure he could beat Wilder. I mean, Joe Joyce, yeah, maybe 50-50 with that. I say 60-40. AJ wins, and I mean, AJ has like 100%. If AJ, if he's not good, he almost anyone. Even Usyk. I think he just lost. Or this is my. I think he could have beat him. He was in the right mindset, but I think he got too comfortable. I think he was on being the hometown, getting the hometown nod because that fight it was closer than the first fight. So I mean, but I think I think he could beat him. But now but it's possible he could get it though.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think he could beat Hergovic.
With that white shirt, those festive girl. Go ahead, girl.
Thank you very much. Thank you, girl.
I know with LadyChann though, he could win a belt again. Like if he beats Hergovic, which I think he can, he's in line for the IBF, and he can he could win a belt. Like he definitely could win a belt. Like let's not act like he cannon fodder all of a sudden. I don't think that.
Yeah. No,
the only people that think that he can't win is basically Fury and and Wilder fans because they got to keep that same narrative.
Yeah,
that those are the only two that can beat each other and all of that stuff, and that's getting kind of lame and tiresome right now. It seems like that goes for like you can't. Come on, that's just. I don't think. You can just say that. I think everybody has to still fight one another. And that goes for whether you like a guy or not. And, and if AJ loses, he loses. As much as I'm a fan of his, I'm not like, oh, what's the point of the fight? Because AJ's going to get blasted. So if AJ gets blasted, he gets blasted. Those people that's saying that, to me, they're afraid to know what's going to happen. I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
That's because you're a Capricorn, Arlette. You know how it is. We ain't scared of shit. We trying to find out.
AJ needs to fight.
I know. I mean, exactly. I've been in fights and I've lost fights before. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, you can't win everything.
For real. For real.
No, you can't win everything. Not every fight that you can win. It's where. No. I just think that we're all kind of frustrated. For those that are AJ supporters, I'm just frustrated that he knows what he's supposed to do and he just seems that he's just so anti. Why he's got so much money. Anywhere you go, you can make that your home and comfortable. You know, Marvin, was it? I think it was Marvin Hagler. He used to like basically be in a place where it was like he would make it a prison. Like it was it was torturous to be there.
Well,
And
what
he
he
did,
He would go to Cape Cod
leave
for
his
the winter.
family.
Cape
Hold
Cod.
in
He used to go
hotels.
to Cape Cod. There was a
hotels
hotel.
for the winter, closed hotels. Yeah,
Yeah, it was an abandoned hotel in Cape Cod, basically, and it had no luxuries at all.
nothing.
And
yeah.
just sat up there.
He said he would go to jail himself. He said he put himself in jail.
Cape Cod's is away from the city. It's like in the boondocks.
Yeah.
I've been out there. It's like
change can't be achieved while you're comfortable. Nothing gets done when you're comfy doing the same old thing. But it's only when you step out and do something a little bit scary that something, a different outcome.
You see what it is, Chan, yeah? A lot of people want to be around AJ as well. So they're all, yeah, what's up, man? And then, like, he's probably one of them guys. You can't say, yo, get up, move, man.
No, it's for him to have mind.
I've been using friends all the time.
He looks like he needs, because I even saw, who did I watch last week? I think it was Dominic Ingle. And he did like with Boxing King Media, he did like a 40-minute or something.
I saw that.
Long interview.
I saw that, yeah.
You saw that. And he said just the facts. He was like, AJ has this consistent, massive entourage. Everywhere he goes, it's just massive at all times. It's just like, and
that's gonna be
half of these people aren't needed at all times.
How does that work? How does that work exactly? Is he paying those guys to be around him, or like
his mates? They want to go on the private jet, so he brings them on the private. They're mates and all of that.
So they contribute nothing. They contribute nothing.
They don't really contribute nothing. They're his mates from the estate, and he doesn't want to look like he's gone bougie. So I think he keeps them around to say, like, yo, I hang out with the man them from my estate. But at the end of the day, mate, like, they can come and visit you. If they really want to see their friend Excel, like, we'll catch you on the flip side, bro. Like, you know, we'll come see you a weekend out of your training camp. Like, we'll come over to America on our own merit, with our own money, and do our, do you know what
exactly.
I mean? Come on, man.
I don't like men like that anyway. It seems like when, you know, AJ making money, so he gonna have all his friends around. But then the minute a man down, you don't see them anymore.
Yeah.
For real. On that note, Chan, I'm gonna drop off, but I just gotta say, Loke, I'm sorry that you couldn't be a Capricorn. I pray for you. You know what I mean? Because Capricorns are special. Let know Capricorns are special. On that note, I'm gonna drop off, Chan. I'll catch you on the next one.
Jules. Thank you, Jules, and
Take
subscribe.
care, man.
Happy birthday, Jules.
Thanks, Jules. Guys, if you haven't already subscribed to Ring IQ in the building. So yeah, that's where I am with AJ, to be honest. Yeah, I'm quite frustrated. I want to see him do well.
I'm sorry, Cher. I'm getting off because I'm still
back
doing
in the chat for
laundry.
you, Arlette. Thank you for calling in.
Bye.
Thank you.
I love
Thanks.
you.
I love you too. Arlette. Yeah, so that's where I am, and I hope to say I'm going to watch closely what he does in this new year, and hopefully he makes.
You know when he's fighting next? Is he supposed to fight in April?
I think March, April. Eddie said, but you know, it gets March, April, then it gets closer, and it's like May, June.
White, O2 Arena, April.
Is it? Is he fight? Is it White next for definite then?
Yeah.
Like
it looks
White.
like Dillian next, yeah. From what I'm
It's
hearing.
like White. It's a good fight. It's a good fight.
I mean, I wasn't really. I mean, the first fight was very definitive. I mean,
bottom line, I think he just needs to get back into the winner's bracket, no matter who he fights at this stage. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not keen on the Dylan White rematch either, but it's just he's got to be. He's got to be somebody. Oh yeah, I'm picking him to knock out White, but he's just got to fight somebody and beat him.
Yeah, he should beat White.
Yeah, White. And if you don't, then AJ, I mean, if it looks like it's a tough fight for you, then that's crazy. That says a lot. Which it shouldn't be, by the way.
No.
The way I've seen how White has been performing.
How did you score?
How did you score ringside for that one?
Yeah.
Because White gets knocked out by uppercuts, and that's AJ's best punishment.
Yeah, he'll be asleep.
I mean,
How do you think White did against Franklin, Lady Chan? How'd you have that one? Did you think he won that one? I actually had that fight.
When I first watched it, well, yeah, I thought, wow, this is close. Like,
yeah, I had it a draw.
And then I did score and rewatch, and then I had, I think I had Dillian White winning 8 rounds to 4.
Okay.
I think I had it 7-5 for me. So
I had it a draw, actually.
I had it 11-1.
Either way, it was close. The other way was close.
What did you have it sporting?
11-1, Dillian White.
11-1. Are you fucking serious? 11-1. You didn't give Franklin one round. You gave Franklin 1 round.
You playing right, Sporting? You playing? You playing? Are you serious?
No, and in the final round, round number 12, that should have been like a 10-6 round to Dillian White because Franklin, he was using the ropes to hold himself up.
No, Dillian didn't look good in that fight, and even though I had him winning 8-4,
I did like his implementation of the cross guard, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, because he had to, because of the chin. And that was a good move. Like, I wouldn't be mad at anybody that said Franklin edged it. It was a draw.
I had a draw.
Dillian White won. All of those outcomes are feasible. Like they are.
I think Franklin just did better than what people thought he did. And people giving him rounds because he looked better than what people thought.
Yep. I think so. I think to a degree.
That happens sometimes. Yeah, that happens.
How many rounds I gave?
Did anybody expect Dillian to knock him out or won on points?
Yeah, I expected it to knock him out.
I thought he was going to knock him out.
What about you, Beats?
I wasn't sure. I think I went for a knockout.
Okay. It's me, Todd. You're saying with me. I did as well.
Yeah, I went for a knockout.
116, 112 for White. Yeah, 8-4. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I did expect a knockout, a stoppage. I think, Beats, what did you say? You did expect it to go the distance. Did you? A lot of people picked distance. A couple of people that I know, they picked a distance. And I was like, wow. But, I mean, yeah, I saw stuff that the Anthony Joshua fight will be, I think, Dillian White's last fight, guys. Because he said if he didn't do well he said it after the Franklin fight in the locker room. He said if he didn't do well, or if he had lost to Franklin, he was retiring. So now he wants the AJ fight. And he said as long as they make sure they give him that big money, I think this is the cash out. And
that's going to be his last. That's going to be his last fight then.
I don't think you're going to see White after
well,
the AJ fight.
He's made enough money, so it's a good time to walk away.
Yeah, it is. It is, to be honest, because you're not really going to be back in any form of.
He made a lot in the Fury fight. So
Sporting knows the rankings better than I do. Like, is he in for any feasible title contention?
Yeah, he's back in the. He's in the IBF and the WBC.
Oh, he's in the WBC.
There's no point going down that route. I mean,
came from there.
I mean, like I didn't. He said to me, he still feels like he's got like another couple of years left.
I don't.
He does. But again, I mean,
maybe as a gatekeeper,
it's hard to walk away when you still get the paydays, though. That's the thing. I mean,
okay, put it this way. I'll put it this way. You put Dillian White. You put Dillian White in with Darren Dubois for that regular belt. Who wins?
Dillian White.
There you go.
Probably you could favor Dillian White that one.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, then you get the regular belt. Yeah, will they do that? Oh, yeah,
they may do that. They may do that.
No, Frank Warren offered him the deal, but I think he wanted a multi-fight deal with him.
Yeah, they withdrew. I remember he was going to fight Dubois. Remember? And then that fell through.
Yeah.
Dubois tore his ACL, so he'll be out for a little while.
Oh yeah,
he screwed up his knee in that fight. Yeah.
Even if he recovers, they'll still won't help him going forward if he steps up.
I worry for Darren Dubois because.
Sorry.
That's hilarious. I like that.
I think that's a Darren Dubois. He's going to be put in a situation where he's going to have to fight Bacoli soon.
That's true too. Wow.
I mean, not Lawrence. What's his name?
Martin.
Bacoli destroys him. Bacoli destroys him.
Out. He did say he will destroy him. He will, for sure.
Yeah, well, look what Bacoli done to Yoka, man. That was one of the performances of the year, man. Like
desecration.
I just want to say shame on that referee. Shame on when
Bacoli came forward behind that jab. It's like lacing them. I was like, oh, that was beautiful,
Yeah, because I'm not high on Martin Bacoli, so I was just like,
after that fight, it's like, wow,
yo, Tony Yoka's overhyped. You come from the Olympics, and it's just
he's too fragile. I think he's fragile. He can't take a lot of punishment.
yeah.
I mean, shame on one of the judges who tried to rob Martin Bacoli by scoring in a draw. Shame on that guy.
Was Virgil in the corner when Martin beat him?
I don't know.
I don't recall seeing it. Doesn't mean he wasn't there, but I just don't recall even paying much attention to Bacoli's corner. To be fair,
He's left him now, isn't he?
Has he left him now?
He's left Virgil.
Yoka. Yeah, Tony Yoka's left Virgil Hunter now, isn't he?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about Bacoli's corner.
Oh no, he got his ass handed to him. Yeah.
What do you think of Bacoli versus Joe Joyce?
Good fight.
I like Joyce. I like Joyce.
I like Joyce for the fight too. Yeah. But good fight.
I definitely would have Joyce for that.
Joyce struggles in that fight.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it's a walkover. But where do you put Joe Joyce? Joe Joyce is
top 5.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to put him in the top 5.
I concur. I agree.
Cody Joyce is good. It's a good fight.
Yeah, Joe Joyce is top 5. Yeah, it's so thin, the heavyweight division. You know.
What have I always said to you, Lady Chan? This isn't the heavyweight division of the 70s and the 90s. It's just not.
It's not. It's thin, man.
Bacoli can push Joyce on the back foot. Then then we'll see if Joyce can fight.
Yeah, let's see how he fights going backwards. Yeah, we'll have to analyze that. Innit?
Can I ask you guys about?
Establish a security code for access to all functions previously transferred to bridge.
Enter code.
173467321 Charlie 32 789777 643 Tango 732 Victor 731178888 732 476789764376 lock.
Security code intact for all specified inquiries and orders.
Yeah, we should say.
Can I ask about a potential matchup? What do you guys think about Jared Anderson versus Martin Bacoli? Do you think that'd be too much too soon for him?
Oh no.
No, of course. Listen, he's been talking a lot. Once he took it, and he's looking good. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Look what he just did to Jerry Forrest in 2 rounds. Like,
yeah, he's confident. He looks good in the ring. Yeah, why not?
He's got the right style. He's got the right style for him.
He was supposed to do that to Jerry Forrest. I don't know why people are like. So he was supposed to.
He drew with Michael Hunter and Zhang, so that's why it's like, he's outlined.
Like, this is Jerry Forrest. He drew with Michael Hunter and Zhang a couple years back now.
I didn't beat Michael Hunter. I didn't win in that fight, honestly. So.
Yeah, okay. I did watch that fight. I mean, I've never been impressed by Jerry Forrest. So I've watched him when he fought Carlos Takam. It was never impressive. He's not an impressive.
I thought he would go some rounds, though. I have to be.
Dude,
to be fair, I thought he'd go rounds.
D level. He's a D level heavyweight.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I mean, he's not he's not the cream of the crop, but I did think he would go rounds. I did think he would be a decent test. He was a good opponent on paper for him.
Yeah,
I think Anderson in that fight.
Like around 5 or 6, maybe.
Yeah, I thought he would go some rounds. I mean, but he got blown out of there. He's a pretty durable guy. He knows how to survive. He's been in that position.
He's a decent fighter, man. Like that.
He's a little crafty, Lady Chan. He's a little crafty.
Forrest is a decent fighter.
A little crafty.
How? What do you call a D-level fighter is decent to you? That's below.
Well, I always say this.
You're subpar.
There's about 2,000 heavyweights in the world right now, and if you're in the top 20 of those, you're a pretty reputable fighter, I would say. Think about that.
Sometimes you got to look at them. I know I go by them, but like sometimes you got.
Look at the form. Look at the form. Yeah, look at the form. He drew with Michael Hunter, right? Who is a top-ranked heavyweight. He drew with Zhang, who arguably beat Hergovich.
I had him beating Hergovich. I had Zhang winning that fight.
Right there, you go.
The D-level fighter. Okay, cool. The D-level beat maybe the B- fighter. I mean, still doesn't put Jerry Forrest to me in any top.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to give Jerry Forrest a C in terms of levels.
I'll give him a D+.
I thought that was that was a good step up win for me. Like it doesn't tell us everything, but it told us quite a lot.
Beats, would you say Jerry Forrest is a C level fighter or a C plus?
I give him a D plus.
I think C plus is fair.
C plus, okay.
Yeah,
Jerry Forrest C plus going up into B. A B, like you're moving him.
Well, what is a quality for if he's not C plus? Well, what is B and A then?
What year did he fight? Michael Hunter.
2021. I think.
No, it wasn't 20. Was it 20? Was it
2020? Was either 2020 or 2021 is one of them.
2021.
I'm gonna say Jerry Forrest is a C fighter.
Kubrat Pulev beat the crap out of him.
He's not good. He's
comfortably
good.
Like, no, he is, but not. But
can we give him a C? Can we give him a C? Sporting Icons. Can we give him at least a C?
No, I can't. I'm giving him a D plus.
Yeah, maybe.
How about a C minus?
But but didn't he hurt? Did he hurt Anderson in the first round? He hurt Anderson in the first round, didn't he? He wobbled him.
Maybe I can give him a C minus.
I think he hit him on the top of the head. He did buzz him a little bit.
He is.
I'd like to see Jared Anderson take on a Michael Hunter or a Jermaine Franklin. Or an in-house fight.
I'd put Jared Anderson with Pulev.
Yeah, then you could see. But I mean, saying Jerry Forrest is a good gauge. It's just not.
Derek Chisora, Pulev, yes. That's good for me.
That not at this point in Derek Chisora's career.
What about?
He's done. He's done. There's no.
What about Derek Chisora versus Daniel Dubois? Who would you pick there?
Derek Chisora in anything. He's done. He's done. He's not even gatekeeper status. He's not even.
Wow.
He's done.
That's
Derek Chisora is done.
That ain't true.
That's crazy, Lady Chan. You want to give him the.
No. I like
the pensioner. You want to give him the gold watch right now. You want him out of there.
No, if you think you've got a fighter and you want to gauge your fighter if he's going to be world level title contender with Jerry Forrest and fucking Derek Chisora, you've got another thing coming.
What happened to Bob Arum saying that he wants Anderson in there with Wilder before that year was out?
Step it up. Yeah, we'll step it up. Derek Chisora, Jerry Forrest.
That fight's not happening.
Please.
It's clout chasing.
It's not clout chasing if you can absolutely get the job done.
I mean, everybody seemed to be thinks like Jerry Anderson is going to be like the next dominant American heavyweight. That's going to like be the next. I'm like, well,
you know what it is. You know what it is. This is the problem with us over here. We get too hopeful for things.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of us over here. We deal with we try to deal with the world we want, not the world we have. It's not a good outlook on life.
Yeah.
I think Jared Anderson is in the same kind of level as Fabio Wardley right now.
Yeah. Who would win that
fair.
fight? Who would win that fight if they fought? Who would win if they fought?
I take Anderson. I'm sorry.
Jared Anderson beat Fabio Wardley. Yeah, no, I don't think they're on the same level.
Fabio hits like a truck, though, man.
Fabio Wardley's on the same level as Daniel Dubois. They could have a good old scrap.
That would be a great fight.
Love that fight.
What Jared Anderson?
Phenomenal.
Fabio, no. Jared Anderson.
Fabio Wardley is fun to watch, though. You got to give him credit for that.
I like Fabio. I think he's better than.
He's got a good personality too. I kind of like the guy, to be honest.
He would wash Daniel Dubois.
I agree.
Wow, you guys don't like Daniel Dubois at all. I feel bad for this guy, man. This guy gets not an ounce of love, man. He's a quiet guy.
I met Daniel Dubois.
It depends, man. If that fight will come down to who catches whoever.
Is he a nice guy? Is he a nice guy? Sporting Icons when you met him?
Nice lad.
Yeah. I met Daniel Dubois in Cardiff in February, and I met him 2-3 weeks ago in Bournemouth as well. Again, and this guy is a fucking unit. I mean, I'm 6'1". He made me feel like I was 5 foot nothing. He's a huge
guy's
man.
Jacked, huh? He's jacked.
He's absolutely massive, but very quiet, very shy, very nice.
And he stripped down weight. He said he stripped down for this last fight. He stripped down against Kevin Lorena. He actually light. He come in light. He said he didn't need to be too big all the time. He was carrying too much weight. He said.
I bet you if he came to Florida, he'd have no problem picking up these 304s in Florida.
What's 304s? Yeah.
Those are the honey dips in Florida.
304s. I have no.
304s.
Like the post area code. 304s. 304. Is that the area code they're in or no?
Well,
No.
yeah, it's kind of like the area code where all the the ladies like to hang out.
I mean, Fabio knocked out Nathan Gorman much quicker than Dubois did it.
Yeah. Fabio Wardley's just better than Thingamajig, than Dubois. But Jared Anderson would beat.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Wait. Nathan took way more punishment than Daniel against Gorman.
Gorman.
Yeah.
Then Daniel. Yeah. What? When Daniel fought Gorman or?
Yeah, Daniel controlled him. Daniel controlled him behind the jab. He controlled him totally. Gorman didn't have one moment in there.
Yeah, Gorman did have one moment with Fabio Wardley. I mean, he
heard him in the first round, and I was like, oh wow, this is going to be a fight, and then he turned it around.
On the first round. That's right.
Well, let's turn it to a slugfest after that.
As soon as he gets hurt, he turns it Super Saiyan, and that's exactly what he did.
No, he goes into Hulk. He goes into Hulk mode. Like, don't get me angry when
once that guy's adrenaline kicks in, forget about it.
Yeah, he turns into a beast. But I did have Fabio Wardley. A lot of people, I didn't think it was going to be that quick. I thought it was going to go a longer way than that. But I did have Fabio Wardley to win. But I thought, it's going to be. But boy, he starched him. So I mean,
they pretty much overshadowed everything on the card. That was the best fight on the card.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So yeah, Gorman has got to go back to the beginning, love.
You know, a good test for Jared Anderson would be Hughie Fury.
Hughie Fury would be a good test, but he's never well enough to fight. So
he's got serious COVID, isn't it? Right now.
He can have a fight. It's just
someone like Marius Watt. No, Marius Watts took too much beatings, isn't he?
Marius Watt's done. Yeah, he's done.
What about Babbage?
Nah.
Babbage against Jared Anderson? Nah. I need someone a bit with skill.
All right, let's give him Dillian.
Yeah,
he called Dillian in the butt. He called Dillian in the bum.
I think he called Dillian out a few times.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. He called him a bum. So let's see if you can beat. So, because I would have Dillian White giving him a good old run for his money on that one. I don't know, but I don't know how that one would fare well for Mr. Anderson. But yet again, the susceptibility to the uppercut. That's how you can always not be too sure on Dillian White. But if he can come in with that cross arm guard, and keep that chin guarded, yeah, maybe Jared Anderson may have to have two more faults, mate, by saying someone's.
Didn't Jared Anderson knock out Fury ahead of the Wilder fight?
He denied it. They asked him. And I watched him being asked about that. He said that is honestly not true.
Oh, okay.
They're saying he gave him some really good work though.
He said he gave him the good work, but no knocking out Fury. He said no, not true. Not true at all.
I'll be honest with you. I don't put too much stock into those sparring session stories because sparring is practice. You're not there to go in there and hurt the other guy. I know sometimes, the egos get in the way. It depends who's watching, but for the most part, being in gyms and stuff, you never really try to hurt the other guy. It's work. It's practice,
Yeah.
And
if you are in there, we heard about the Zerto Bivol sparring stories that Zerto got, and look what happened when they fought.
All these things, and then you hear about the amateurs. I mean, Henry Tillman beat Mike Tyson twice in the amateurs. Each time Mike Tyson tried to go to the Olympics, Henry Tillman beat him both times, and Mike Tyson knocked him out in one round of the pros. So I mean, pros are the pros.
It really.
Tillman beat him twice in the trials, and then Mike cried out super heavyweight, and Tyrrell Biggs beat him, and Tyson smashed him. And before Tyson fought Carl the Truth Williams, they showed footage of Mike sparring Carl the Truth as an amateur, and the Truth was handling it. And Mike knocked him out in the ring in a round in the pro. Yeah.
So that's what I mean? It's crazy.
Didn't Mike Tyson say about that? Like, well, he sparred me when I was 15, 14 years old. So
Mike Tyson was always sparring with guys like he's sparring with men when he was a kid because he was so big.
Because he was
Yeah,
such
because
a
he's pretty much built like a man when he was a teen.
yeah.
He had like a man. He had like a man's body.
When he was 13, he was massive. Yeah, he was a massive guy.
He was a big kid, man.
Yeah. So let me just before we wrap, just to get everybody's so fight of the year. Just go around this existing panel again. Fight of the year for you, Beeb.
Was Conlon and Wood.
Conlon Wood. Fight of the year, Beats.
I'd have to go for Conlon and Wood. Yeah.
Yeah. Fight of the year, AJ.
Oh, what they said.
You're going with Conlon and
Yes,
Wood
ma'am.
as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Sporting fight of the year.
Steve Robinson versus Nick Campbell.
That was a good fight.
No, yeah, Wood Conlon for sure.
Oh, Wood Conlon, and I was writing that down as well. You got me with Conlon. Can I just ask? Also, robbery of the year. Are we all unanimously giving that to Catterall and?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the most high profile one to me.
Yeah, I thought that was a close fight. I have to be honest with you. I did have Catterall winning, but I thought it was a close fight. I don't know if I want to call that a robbery
of the year. Would you say Conce Sao and was that within the year? And
I just saw a fight, Joshua Franco versus Ioka, and I actually had Franco winning that 8-4. See, I hate using that word robbery because scoring is so subjective, but I'm going to say that was a bad decision in my opinion.
What Spencer's fighter?
Joshua Franco versus
Ioka.
Versus Ioka. Yeah, it was a fight happened on New Year's Eve. I had that 8-4. And most people I talked to had Franco winning that fight. He threw like 1,500 punches. I actually picked Franco to win. I thought the volume. Yeah, I thought the volume be. No, it was a draw. So when you get a draw, when you're in the other guy's home country and you get a draw, I mean kind of the old saying, you pretty much won that one.
Shouts out to Champ Ross because he did say that was a draw. But because I always usually do the prediction league thingy. I need to shout out anybody that's made the top 20 out of like 60 people, 70 people in the prediction league. So I would like to say shouts out to me. I placed number 3 in this week's prediction league in the prediction. Yeah. I was joint third with a couple others. So out of 60 odd people, that's great. And I'm placed top 10. I'm number 10 in the overall for the season. We've got one more week in the Buddhism. And then also we've got King of King Boxing in this week's prediction. He came in at number 19 in the Buddhism. But he still has overall. He is still number 1 overall in the prediction league. Number 1 in the Buddhism. Shouts out to Champ Ross. So we always do that on the shows, but I know I'm not doing a show till the week after or whatever. So we always talk about the prediction league. So shouts out to you, Champ Ross. I'm taking a season off for the next season of predictions. Yeah, it's hard work.
Champ Ross has been doing that league because I was in it before. He's been doing that league for almost 10, 12 years now.
Yeah, I've did 2 seasons of it, and
it's tough because you got so many fights. He gives you this list, and you're like, it's crazy.
And guess what I did with this week's one, and it's so crazy. I winged them all. I didn't look at a box.
You winged
rec.
it, huh?
I didn't look at a box rec. I didn't look at a fight. I didn't look at any tape. Nothing.
Because there's too many fights.
I'd at least look at the box rec. Look at how active they've been. Their level of competition. What they usually go for, how many rounds they go for. Are they knock out?
What's crazy? This is what I tell everybody because everyone says, I get all the fights right. If you were forced every week to predict every single fight that's happening in the world, you'd be wrong at least 50% of the time because it's just too many fights.
I mean, it's a lot.
It's too much deduction, man. It's too much deduction.
Yeah, so he said, shouts out to you for that winging, mate. You came in third. So, it was great. That was great winging. Who's falling off there? I know, Sporting Icon. Yeah. So robbery of the year. I don't even know who my fight of the year is. Would I go for Wooden Conlon, him getting knocked out of the ropes? I mean, why not? Why not?
That's like movie stuff.
I'm going to say something controversial.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are saying Taylor Serrano, but when I look at boxing, like the female boxing and then the male boxing, it's kind of like two different sports because it's just like the rules are different, or whatever. So I kind of like to differentiate between because it's not this thing. It's 10 rounds versus 12 rounds, 2 minutes versus 3. It's essentially a different sport. I mean, so.
Well, it's the same sport, B, but I mean, the rules are just totally different.
Well, it's like NBA versus WNBA. It's two different leagues. In other words, you know what I'm saying? Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. So I would say best. So would we say best women's fight of the year? What are you not going for? Taylor Serrano. I'm going
without question.
Yeah, without question. Shouts out to the girls. Anybody else got anything different to say for the best female fight of the year?
No.
No. Taylor Serrano, we're all good with. And then so fight of the year. So robbery of the year, has everybody got some different ones? Because I was Catterall and Taylor.
Yeah,
but there was others that were do you know what? I don't like the pissed off fight of the year that made me pissed off was Choc Estrada 3. Because I just thought Choc. I thought Choc won. I thought Choc won.
Yeah, I had Estrada winning that one. I had him edging it.
Martinez versus Carmona, Dillian versus Franklin, Taylor versus Catterall, Russell versus Masayo, Govic, Zhang. They're all disputed ones.
You know what?
I'll tell you what. The other one
versus Zhang. Hergovich versus Zhang, you could argue was a bad decision too. Yeah.
John Ryder versus Jacobs was pretty bad for me.
That was bad.
Oh yeah,
I had Jacobs winning. I had Jacobs winning that fight.
I didn't win him quite comfortably as well.
Yeah,
that was the thing. I had that maybe 7-5.
I had it 7-5 for Jacobs. I had it 7-5 for Jacobs.
7-5 Jacob. Yeah.
But I'm glad Ryder won though. I like John Ryder.
No, I'm not, because I hate when it just goes like that. Fuck that shit.
Well, you know why? Because I thought Ryder beat Caleb Smith, and he didn't get the decision. So I was saying to myself, finally, this guy it was a competitive fight, but I did think Jacobs won the fight.
It was competitive.
Who do we have as male fighter of the year?
Dimitri Bivol.
I initially thought that, but I don't think I've got
him. He did it for me with the Canelo win and the dominant win over Zerto. So
you know why I can say yes and no? Because he was a champ that was you're supposed to win. You're supposed to beat someone that's coming up into your weight division.
Well, you mean you talking about Canelo? Yeah, but I think Canelo was a heavy favorite. Really,
I'm gonna say Naoya Inoue because he became undisputed and he had some good wins. So I'm gonna say Inoue.
Yeah, Inoue. Does anyone else dispute the Bivol thing? What I said? I think I mean, Bivol, I'll give him MVP if you want to give him like
I
that.
I think Bivol will win it because unfortunately the little guys don't always get the credit. But I think the ring will probably give it to Bivol, and I think most publications will probably give it to Bivol. Though I predict Bivol will get the award, but I think anyway should get some consideration as well.
It's got to be between.
I think Devin Haney should get some consideration as well for going.
Yeah, you could give him honorable mention. Yeah, sure.
And being undisputed, whether or not he got the belts in one fight or whatever. The stuff.
Yeah,
that
I mean, I don't like. When you win undisputed, you win undisputed. It is what it is. I mean,
yeah. Go ahead, Sporting.
I think Bam Rodriguez has got to have some consideration too, though.
Going up a weight category, sticking it out, and still doing the damn thing and stopping motherfuckers. Yeah. So shouts out to Bam Rodriguez. He needs an honourable. He could be deemed fighter of the year. He could be. Beats any? Who's your fighter of the year?
Bivol, Dimitri Bivol.
Yours is Bivol as well. Yeah, I can see why. Bivol. I'm not opposed to that as well because I really like Dimitri Bivol a lot.
You have a crush on him.
Yeah, I love him. Bivol crush. Loved. Yeah, I do love Dimitri Bivol. Female fighter of the year.
Tasha Jonas.
I was gonna say the same thing. I love Tasha Jonas.
Moving up. How many categories? 4?
She unified like all of 154. Damn.
How many weight cats did she go up? 4.
3.
She got 3 belts. 3 belts at 154, but she's trying.
She went up 3. She went up 3.
3 categories.
What? Yeah, and unified. Yeah, with and in the year. Yeah. Shouts out to Tasha. Jonas.
Plus, I think female performance of the year. Female performance of the year may well be Terry Harper against Hannah Rankin. That shit was one-sided, and she wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah, I heard that.
Well, she schooled her. She schooled her.
What was that? 154 as well, wasn't it?
It was. It was.
Yes.
It took her belt. Took her belt
at 154, and yeah, I heard about that
That's
fight.
Clarissa Shields, though, man. For female
Clarissa Shields as well for being 3 times undisputed, but 2-time undisputed in the 160.
Arguably, Caroline Dubois should be in there somewhere.
As female prospect of the year.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Caroline Dubois for real. Who would you give male prospect of the year?
Jared Anderson.
Jared Anderson, yeah.
Dan Aziz.
That's a good one too, yeah.
That looks good.
Aziz, and yeah, I'm not opposed to any of those two. Who would you give? I think we said it. Who's failure of the year? Who's the failure of the year?
Demetrius Andrade. For me.
I'm with you, Adre. Arlette's gonna kill us, but I'm with you.
Who cares?
I'm with Dimitri Andrade. Letdown of the year is who else?
It's got to be a dual award. Him and
Jaime Munguia.
Yeah, that works too. That works too.
Just avoided all the tough fights, man.
Yeah, Jaime Munguia gets that as well for real.
Yeah, I concur. Yeah, joint award for that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're joint on that #1 podium. You agree, Sporting and Beeb?
Yeah, or I could also throw the PBC in there as a failure.
Yeah.
I'm so frustrated with the PBC right now. They just drive me crazy. And I used to be the biggest defender of them.
Always the biggest defenders. When you defend someone too much, they will always let you down.
Matter of fact, the last guy that Jaime fought, like, fun fact, I went to Walmart the other day and he scanned my groceries.
Wow.
So stupid. We nearly laughed and then we realised the disrespect, AJ.
Sorry, my bad.
Biggest disappointment's got to be that whole Conor Benn situation. Surely to God.
Oh yeah.
That was mad.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on with that? Any word on any new news on that? What's going on?
He's saying that, telling them not to worry up. He's on Twitter saying,
is everyone ready to apologize or?
You popped out, and when you proved that it was something else.
What's going on with that sporting icon? Did you hear anything?
No. You know what? Whether he proved that it was accidental or not, or there's a possible intake they didn't know about, regardless, the fact is there were 2 tests and they tried to wash them. That's the biggest disappointment for me.
That's true.
Got some bad news. Got some bad news. Urea
he's got arrested. In it,
Gamble, fatal car accident. He's in jail.
Oh,
who?
Gamboa.
I did said it while we first started the live. Someone did say that, but what happened, B?
Well, it was a fatality.
He's killed someone. He's fucked.
Yes. Occurred on December the 31st in Santiago de Cuba.
That means he's drunk.
Yeah.
Was he under the influence? Did they report that or no?
Well, they're saying he ran over a pedestrian on a stretch of road with no lighting. They said he was not.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he was not under the influence, and the situation is just a tragic accident. That's what they're
Shit.
saying.
That's so sad, man.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
horrible.
yeah.
That's horrible.
Well, yeah. See, that's always yeah. Now he's going to be locked up in Cuba. He may get out though if it's an accident.
Yeah, could be. He may be charged with manslaughter though too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, different. Oh God, yeah. Well, you know, good, not a good thing, but I mean, his career is finished now anyway, wasn't it? To be fair.
yeah.
Years old. How old is he? 40, 41, 40? How old's
He's
Gamboa? 39, 40?
close to getting up there. It's close to 40.
39, 40, I'm sure.
41,
Yeah.
41, I think.
Between that, yeah, I'm sure he's 40, isn't it? Yeah, something like that.
Getting
Oh,
up there.
that's sad to hear. Also, we need to just have 10 I don't have a bell, which is so annoying. I should have had a bell. Just to because I had like one of my best subscribers. Oh my God, subscribers, membership, moderator Thomas Jones pass away.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
We I didn't see him for a minute, for like a couple of weeks, and I was like, I call him out still on the members, but I mean, yeah, and then we found out he'd passed away December the 1st. So I guess I'm gonna find a tolling of the bell funerals for found. I'm trying to find like a toll that we can do. Okay, we do the one that marks the. Let's just do this for TJ.
Yo, Chan.
Yo.
I believe out there right now, you know. So.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just doing the death the toll. Can you not hear it?
Okay, sorry about that.
Shouts out to TJ, man. King TJ in the Buddhism. But yeah, we're wrapping up the show now anyway. So that's what I just wanted to wrap with. RIP our brother Thomas Jones. Very, very, very sad, man. Like, caught up for the last few days over the Christmas, mate. I had to shed a plenty tear. Because, yeah, that was our guy, guys. It's not even our guy. Like, you know, you just get to know someone on a day, he's our guy. So it was shocking because he was on Twitter that day up until 7 p.m. our time. So I guess it was just an and he was wishing a celestial birthday for Richard Pryor, like, you know, which is crazy. And then he passed the same day, so it must be something that unexpected because he wasn't sick or anything like that. So yeah, man, shouts out. So guys, can you just before you go plug Beat? We'll start with Beats and Sporting, just to plug your channels and tell people where they can find you. And thank you so much for joining me on this show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure being on with these great people. Ringside Reporter live here on YouTube. Jay Habib1 on Twitter, Joe Habib on Facebook, Joe Habib on Instagram. Make sure you check us out every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Myself, Eric Lauder, and I'm on the Roundtable on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time, sometimes on my channel, sometimes on D-Stop Boxing's channel. We have great panelists on there. Hopefully some of you guys can come on if you're available at any time. But thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it. Pleasure. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, Beepsar. Thank you for being in the booth. We've got Michael Padre, Boxing Beats and Rhymes. I know Beats is like, I've got a report to do.
Yeah, man. Boxing Beats and Rhymes on YouTube. Black Boxer on Twitter. Hey, Beat, I think Beat forgot that. He used to be on my hangout every week. I mean, I think he forgot that.
Oh, did I used to come to yours?
Yeah.
Oh, was EJ Boxing Live there too?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah, I missed that. I'll come around, man. I'll start coming around.
certainly.
You used to be on there every week, man. Used to be on there every week, but
okay.
Yeah, man. All right.
Thanks so much, Beats, for coming through. Massively appreciate you. Thank you, Beats. Thank you. Boxing Beats and Rhymes in the building. Then we have Sporting Icons, my compadre. Sporting, thank you so much for coming through in the building. Tell them where they can find you, Sporting. What's up? What you want to plug?
Well, thank you very much for having me on. Shout out to the panel. Again, a special shout out to LadyChann and Box Beats and Rhymes for helping me out last minute with the last live stream that I've done for the boxing show. So big up to you. If you want to find me, you can probably find me on the street somewhere in Newcastle at Prostitute Alley. I'm kind of like hanging around those kind of places. Other than that, Happy New Year to everyone.
Shouts out to you. Don't let your wife let you hear you saying that. You'd be at the job centre. You're at the town hall looking for a house to live. You'd be. Shouts out to you, Sporting Icons in the building. Massively appreciated. And then we got my guy AJ all day. He's a great supporter, member, moderator of the channel. AJ all day in the building. What do you want to say, AJ?
As always, thank you, Chan, for having me on. It's been a pleasure. It was fun. Great way to kick off the new year or close off last year. And everybody was on the panel: Jules, Joe B, the Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Sporting Icons. And sorry if I left anybody out, but yeah, and especially you, Chan. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see what the day brings. And Counterpunch, yup, Kurt as well.
We had blood for 2 minutes, but he's
shout out to him as well. If I left anybody out, I apologize. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Appreciate you.
Shouts out to AJ all day in the building. Thanks, AJ, for coming through. So, you know how I always do my little sign off. I want to thank Beeb from Ringside Reporter. I want to thank Big Boxing Beats and Rhymes. I want to thank Julius from Ring IQ. I want to thank Sporting Icons. I want to thank AJ all day. I want to thank Kurt from Counterpunch Boxing News. I want to also thank you briefly for coming through Blood Boxing and still showing your support. You was in the chat as well. Thank you for coming through. And did I forget anybody? Did I not? It's horrible when you forget someone, and it's just like I think that was all of us on the panel. If I'm correct, sorry. Yeah, I think that was all of us on the panel, if I'm correct. So, and I want to thank Arlette for calling in. I want to thank also Arlette for the super chats, Will for the super chats. Thank you guys for all of your donations. CHANN will. I think I'm not. Let me check my, because I'm on a break, by the way. But I had to do this as I couldn't do it last year because I had COVID. I did it the year before though. You know, so to get everybody on panel and stuff. So I will be back on. I'll be uploading, but I mean, I'll be back live Monday the 9th in the building of January for the weekly wrap up Shiggity show. So yeah, so let me shouts out to the members now, as I do, and then you know we close off the show as we always do, from me to you, from you to me. We've got Modern King Boxing in the building, Jimmy McClendon in the building, Ringside Report Live in the building, King of King Boxing in the building. What up, LadyChann? We have Lisa Bells, the Queen, in the building, Stephen T in the building, Mark Niggity Nash in the building, Donald Banks DB in the building, AJ all day in the building, Charlo in the building, King TJ RIP in the building, miss you TJ, love you, Upload type El Primero in the building, Dr. P in the building, Devil Beats in the building, my art to the left in the building, D-Star Boxing in the building, Dub Right Side in the building, Slim Boxing and Commentary in the building, Hector Garcia, mi esposo número uno, ya tú sabes. We have Mark in the building, Ricky Ricardo, mi hermano, in the building, Ben Adams in the building, Ivo in the Uzdania, ERF Boxing in the building, and Don Juan in El Edificio, ya tú sabes. Okay, dokes. So, you know how we always do our little old sign-offs. I hope you guys loved it. We're here to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
We always come with stats, facts, and data here.
Computer, establish a security code for access to all functions previously transferred to bridge.
Enter code.
173467321 Charlie 32 789777 643 Tango 732 Victor 731178888 732 476789764376 lock.
Security code intact for all specified inquiries and orders.
I run the ship.
Peter, seal the doors to this room. No entry without my authorization.
Doors are sealed.
Okie dokes. And, you know what? We always seek the truth and we seek out knowledge because knowledge is what? Knowledge is key. So if it go on. So if it go on. Not bad to see nothing because nothing not got one. Lock off your eyes, cock me, make you cough. Them the like we, so we the like them.
Them not like me, so me not like them. Man, I figure set this straight and clarify. Put fire upon a pagan, aim for the cranium. Turn off the news, there's a bag of lies. Roast raised man, wanna inform up, fun Babylon and every one of them dirty guys. And if they wanna go around the order, I guarantee somebody's dropping flight.
Okay, so I've been that bitch, always will be that bitch. Acceptance is key.
It's hype, you suck at life, you don't want a round three. Worship the queen and your mic a pass. Keep it real, these chicks couldn't wipe my anyway, stylist, go get Bulgari. I am the ultimate Bengali. These chickens can't even spell that. You hoes bugging, repel that.
Oh yeah, and also head over to my community tab. I've got a poll on there for we've got like on D-Star Boxing the best female that's appeared on his show multiple times. So please go and vote for your girl. On my community tab, it's shared from D-Style. So if you could do that, be massively appreciated. Thank you very much. But I shall sign off and I shall see you lot. Thank you for joining me. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And thank you for rocking with me. And I shall see you next week, Monday, in the building. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann rep nonetheless. Come box with Chan. Gyan. LadyChann has left the booth dizzying. Gyan! Thank you for joining me.
LadyChann! Fight!